desert heat. Old badges traded for a YouTube beat. Steve behind the lens with a steady hand, telling stories of the law across the land. Lights and sirens fade, but the stories remain. Lessons from the street in a digital domain. LVCopsTV shining bright and true. Brian, Gonzo, and Steve bringing it to you. Chasing shadows in the Vegas night. Now they teach the world wrong from right. Old scars still ache, but the mission's clear. Through the lens they fight to persevere. Lights and sirens fade, but the stories remain. Lessons from the street in a digital domain. LVCopsTV shining bright and true. Brian, Gonzo, and Steve bringing it to you.
So you got to figure that out. Yo!
What's up, YouTube, ride-alongs, America, whole entire world? How are you?
Wow.
And you know what's funny? It didn't crash.
It's because you got me.
It didn't crash because I got G next to me today.
Yeah.
It didn't crash. You remember last week?
See? We can, we can touch each other.
He's right here.
Yeah, we're all in the studio today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, bittersweet occasion, I might add.
Yeah.
You know what we should have done? We should have done the last goodbye video at your house, Steve, because that's where we did our very first one.
It's true.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
we're all in the studio, bittersweet because, of course, this is Gonzo's farewell party. And sweet because freed Karen.
Yeah.
Reed. It's been done. Feels crazy.
It's
Crazy good.
It feels crazy to say that. Yeah, it does.
But you know what though? The thing is shoot, when we first saw this and we saw the videos of the proctor and how they collected the evidence, it shouldn't even gone to trial like we were saying from day one. So
yeah, never should have went.
But what I loved is when they said not guilty, and the crowd outside erupted like it was a Las Vegas Raiders Super Bowl win. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, me too. I got emotional.
I did too, man. I was like,
emotional. I was watching it with my buddies, my team at work. We were at Mandalay Bay, and we were so excited. I had the channel on, and we all ran to the TV, and they announced it. Yeah. I got teary eyed. It was a long, because this is like a real life soap opera that we've all been living. America's and the world's been living for over 2 years, three years, and poor Karen's been living it. I can't even imagine what it felt like for her, but it was like a real life soap opera that we all got to really live and enjoy. And then all of a sudden it stops.
You know what? Let me tell you something. When I was in high school, senior high school, when I did my time, when I got thrown into clink.
Okay.
So when I was sitting in front of the judge, he goes, how do you plead? Right? I said, guilty, right? I didn't think I was going to get handcuffed and taken away right then and there, you know. When he said, okay, bailiff, take him away, I'm like, what?
Yeah, take me away where?
Exactly.
Are you taking me home, sir?
Exactly.
Do you know where I live?
But you know what, though? When I thought, I'm never getting out. But it was only a 5-day stint, right? But can you imagine?
5 days is a long time.
The rest of your life, or however long Karen Reed would have been convicted?
No, I couldn't
imagine. For something that's completely bogus, right?
Oh, yeah. That'll drive you insane.
Man, I was scared shitless that I was going to get, prison reprimand.
Yeah. Gonna get that state? No, Idaho boy.
Yeah.
Not at 16.
Well,
no.
We've got a very special show. I know Brian has some video that he cut for us to watch. It's just really short. But I invited lots and lots of guests. Unfortunately, everybody can't make it. I've got a message from Aiden Turtle Boy Carney. To thank you, Gonzo, and me and Brian as well for what we've done for this community.
But the fight goes on for Turtle Boy now, you know.
It does, and we will be here to support him.
Yep.
But we've already got a couple guests in the queue. We've got a lot of people coming, so unfortunately we can't keep everybody in the whole stream because I hope we get the the turnout that have said they were going to be here.
Okay.
But we actually have someone who we interviewed, actually 2 people who we've interviewed or been with in person are already here. So I'm going to bring the first one on by himself for a little bit, and then I'll bring the other one on, and we'll try to get some great conversation from these people, talk about what has happened in our community, and give Gonzo their well wishes. So unless you guys have anything else to say, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our first guest.
Let me ask you this, Steve and Brian. I've had a lot of time to reminisce, right, about the situation that happened to Karen Reed, and it makes me wonder how many agencies out there, have cops that are. To be a good cop, you have to work in the gray, right, Brian? You kind of have to tippy toe into the gray because that's where you solve crime, right? But when you go too much in the gray, then you start adding things, saying things, doing things. Yeah. It just makes me wonder how many agencies out there in America are too deep in the gray.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a good question.
Wouldn't that be kind of nice to figure out a system that you can police your own, and if you're too deep in the gray,
it would be. Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do?
Fix it.
Right? I mean, how many Karen Reeds is there out there? How many men and women are in jail because of shitty police work?
I think a lot.
I think a lot too, right?
I have a lot of work to do because I'm looking at cases where people are violated, their rights are violated, and it's disturbing. Seems to kind of be going in that direction. A lot of cops they seem to be so scared nowadays, and they seem to just yell orders at people, and I don't know. It's a changing police world.
Yeah. So
I thought you said you've been thinking and you decided not to walk away.
Yeah, no. I got things to do. I appreciate it.
Grab a couple super chats here.
All right, let's roll our first guest.
Yeah, from Law Talker. She enjoys Cops Team. Like Superman, you gave us truth, justice, the American way. To help free Karen and expose renegade cops, you showed us the good side of law enforcement. Thank you. And thank you, Law Talker. Goodman's back with 7 months membership.
Wow.
You're amazing. So much love.
Long followers, that's for sure.
Yep, another 7 months.
They get a lot of members. Yeah, they do.
Speaking of members, I got to do my video.
Probably
got some of it done.
I think they've donated 27,000 members.
Gonzo, pay attention. Aqua E says, sad to see you go, Gonzo. Member for 7 months as well. Gerda.
Thank you.
Yeah. 1 month member. What a day, freedom.
Yeah.
Michelle Smith, 7 months as well. Long time ride-alongs. That's awesome. Don't go, Gonzo.
Ew.
Watch our member videos.
Yeah.
Funny, you'll like them.
Yeah.
Goodman's, happy to celebrate with you. We will miss you, Gonzo. Freed. Thank you, Goodman's. Clemasu's 8 months. You'll be missed, Gonzo. Sending love from New Hampshire. And the guest who just joined, I know you have a very short time. Give me hold up your fingers, like how many minutes you have. This might just sneak you in first, real quick. 10. All right. So I'm gonna push this guy up first because I know he stopped something so he could join us real quick. Yet another person who we know in person. This is our buddy. Oh, let me get this off the screen. Our buddy Doug, who.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
He was our chauffeur when we were out there in Canton, and
yep,
we got to go to all the fun places. If you watch our vlog video, he's in there driving us all around. He got to meet Peter Murphy with us, and he came to the fundraiser with us.
Yep,
and actually happened to get some quiet time with Karen.
It was great.
So that was awesome. So everybody, my buddy Doug, longtime buddy, really good dude. Welcome,
Doug.
What up, Pete? What up, Pete?
How you feeling after this verdict, man?
I feel great, man. That was like the best news I heard that day. You and I had been chatting, I think, that morning or the previous morning, and I'm like, you think we're gonna get the verdict? And you were like, no. You were saying it might go all the way to Friday, Steve. That was kind of your consensus.
I think I said Wednesday, and Brian said Friday. But
Yeah,
anyway, it
I
doesn't
figured
matter.
it was going to be 4 or 5 days.
I thought it was going to be Monday.
Oh no!
I
Yeah.
really did, because there was so much reasonable doubt on every aspect.
Well, there was, but you got to remember, it's the jury's got to take their time, and they really got to go over each piece. And then if they argue or if they disagree, then they have to settle it. So I knew it was going to take at least 3-4 days.
Wow.
I felt pretty good about it. I had the feeling that it was going to work out the way that we all want to. But I do want to say one thing. I can't believe there's still some people holding out. You know, you see all the comments, and you know, I watched so much stuff since Wednesday, and all these comments, people, so she's guilty, she got away with murder. How can you ignore all that evidence? You know what I mean? That mountain of shady shit. How do you ignore that?
Well, I think what it is, Doug, is that John O'Keefe is still dead, and nobody knows what happened to him. I mean, really, nobody knows what really happened to him. So that era of mystery is why they're still holding on to. The only thing that they know is that Karen Reed did something to him, and she didn't, right?
Yeah.
So they're still holding on to that aspect of, you know, he's dead, she did it, and that's all we know.
Yeah, that's a good point, but it's still, I mean, you gotta, and those people are the vast minority. You know what I mean? There's millions of people who are like, oh, they're all happy, celebrating. Did you guys watch the interview with the McAlberts?
I saw part of it. Yeah, I saw what they released, because I'm really looking forward to getting the entire video of the entire interview.
Wow.
To go over it, yeah, because now they're claiming that they're victims. They're like, well, our lives are ruined, and we want.
What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? What about me? What about me? What about me, G?
Yeah.
What about me? So yeah, I'm gonna tear them a new ass if I can. I'm gonna get a hold of that whole video.
You know, when he said, what was I supposed to do? Go run out there in my underwear? I would have said, yeah, motherfucker. Jinx!
Hey,
Yeah, motherfucker. I don't care if you're fucking butt naked. You run out there and you help your fellow officer, and you drag him inside and you fucking help. You make your whole house a fucking CP, man. That's what you do.
Yeah.
When we went driving around that day, remember we drove over to 34 Fairview, and remember we got out of the car and it was just like, you know, you guys did like a short little video speech snap. We weren't there very long, but remember we all got back in the car and we all looked at you like, that was eerie, man.
Yeah.
And right there in that front yard, like 10 feet away from where they found him. You know what I mean? And that was kind of creepy, but that's all I could think of in that moment too. Like, look at that bedroom windows right there. All
You know what?
crap
You know
going
what?
on in that yard, man.
You know what, Doug? This is the deal, dude. Brian and I have been to a lot of crime scenes, and a lot of dead people have laid where we stood, right? When we were out there at Fairview and standing in that area, it was more personal because this was a personal situation for me and Brian. So when you say eerie, you're 100% correct, because we were attached to this from the videos that we were doing and the interactions with people. So it really brought things to light about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed and the whole situation. So it was really, really eerie because it was personal for us.
Yeah, and that made it very real. Like we've talked about, when you see it on camera, I guess you can't feel it, right? You just see it, and you can learn about it, but it's very one-dimensional. But when we were there,
3D,
oh man, you could feel it, right? And it's
taking it all in,
and it was something that, like I've always said, it needed to be done.
Yeah,
we needed to go there and see it.
And then being at the waterfall too. Remember we went there and had burgers for lunch, right?
Yeah.
And when we were sitting there, we were like looking. We could see that camera, that footage, that famous footage now.
Yeah.
You know, it was all like black and white and grainy. We were we turned around and went, oh shit, that's the camera. And then
and the place looks huge on camera.
The place is a lot smaller inside.
Yeah, it's very small inside. Yeah.
We should have reenacted the ass grabbing.
Yeah.
I should have fought.
Well, I want to say a couple things. Dougie is sorry, I call him Dougie.
That's fine.
Doug is obviously biased. Hi, Marissa.
Hi, Steve. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Doug's in a band over there in the Worcester area. So if anybody likes rock music, they do a lot of really good covers. They play quite often. You can see his shirt there. It's called Your Mother.
Mother.
Your mother.
Your mama.
Your mother.
Doug and listen to some music. They got a Facebook and all that.
Thanks
So,
for the plug.
He's a drummer, as am I, and we bond over that.
Hey, speaking of tunes, the new intro tune, fantastic.
Thank you.
Wrote it myself.
With the help of AI.
Yeah. And Doug, I know you need to
Little
go.
help from my friend Al, AI.
I know you need to go soon. You're welcome to hang out for a few. I'm going to bring on somebody who we all know. Somebody I think who everybody in the chat.
Thanks,
knows.
Doug, man. Appreciate it.
Welcome, guys. Hey, I had a great time meeting you guys back in November. It was cool to drive you guys around and, somewhat of an interpreter for the local accent there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it was nice. So if I'm ever out in Vegas again, which I used to come all the time, Steve bugs me every year. How come you're not coming out?
Yep.
I'll try to meet up with you guys. Gonzo,
Thanks, Doug. Yo.
leaving the show. What's up, dude?
Dude, I got family issues I got to address.
All right, that's valid.
Mom and dad are gravely sick, so we're trying to nurse them back to health.
He's sick. They're sick, and he's sick of us.
Yeah. It's a trifecta.
Well, we'd never get sick of you, bro, because I love
Thank
you,
you,
man.
man. Thank
Guys,
you. Appreciate it.
You do. Brian, you're going to keep doing the show, right? You and Steve?
Yeah, we're going to keep plugging along.
Okay, good.
And
Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Great seeing you guys.
all right, Doug.
Weekend.
Stay safe, Doug. Stay
Take care,
safe.
man.
Freed can't breed. I think everybody pitched in. And
Wedding in a couple months, sir.
all right. Later, guys.
Later, Doug.
See you when I'm looking at you.
Well, how else are you going to see him?
That's right. That's why I said I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
Dude, you know what happened to me the other day? One of the security officers asked me, what was the worst job I ever had? Being a cop or whatever. I said, I think the worst job I ever had is when I was like 12, 13 years old. My dad made me go work with his uncle, right? In a bakery.
Oh,
They called me, dude, the smell,
fresh,
right?
fresh bread.
But I was the yeaster.
Oh, gosh.
You know what a yeaster does?
No.
He puts the yeast in the dough and it ferments.
Right.
Nobody did it because it fucking stunk.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a horrible job, but I did it because I needed the dough. You idiot.
All right, we got people piling in the green room. I'm gonna grab a couple supers real quick here. We got a super from Z, Andrea Burkhart, for info about Richard Allen. Yeah, that's another one. Michelle Smith gifted 10 memberships. Thank you.
Thank you.
Susie CJ, I can't believe I'm seeing you go. You're one of one. He's unique. Blessing, Texas. 7 months with us. Love you guys. Blessings for a fantastic show today. Monique Schmucker, Coach Mo, member for a month. Super grateful, Gonzo. He'll be grateful. He'll be greatly missed.
Yeah.
And now, so we got a couple people in the green room, but I'm going to bring on this guy who actually, everybody so far who's joined us, we actually know in person, which is awesome. But, ladies and gentlemen, get that up screen. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to just say his name. Sergeant
Keep
Peter.
it moving. Keep it moving.
Peter!
What's up, Peter?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Great to see everybody again. I still hold near and dear to my heart the day I met with you gentlemen, and I think the chemistry was unbelievable. Real cops talking real crimes, and I'm awfully sorry to hear that Gonzo's got some family issues that he's got to deal with, and I'll say a prayer every night for you and your family, Gonzo. We got your back.
Thank you, brother. My screen's froze, but I can hear you. I'm going to go fix it real quick. But Peter, thank you so much for your words, kind words. I appreciate that so much.
No I in the word team. We got this. You take care, but for sure.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So what's new with you now these days, man? What's going on? What's tracking with you?
Well, I mean, I pray to God that you guys continue the show. Obviously, we solved one big problem the other day when we got a not guilty verdict, which was certainly long overdue. Never should have gone to trial. The Fed said 3,074 pages of exculpatory showed Karen didn't hit him. He didn't get hit by a car. A car didn't hit him. That the case didn't warrant going to trial. That was read out in court in one of the hearings. Yet Morrissey dug his heels in, pushed it the first time, pushed it a second time. They've gone so far down the rabbit hole, the DA's office, that you can't even see the soles of their shoes. And my opinion is, I've said it from the beginning, the feds got this. There's probably a stack of indictments somewhere, maybe floor to ceiling, and it's not if, it's when.
You know, the thing is when Morrissey has unlimited pockets, right?
Yep.
The money runs deep at the taxpayer's expense, right?
Yep. Yep.
So something's going to happen. I think something is going to come down the pipe that's going to surprise a lot of people. But if it doesn't, when it's time to vote for a new Morrissey, he's going to find himself out of a job. I truly believe that. And a lot of other people, too, that have votable positions, they're not going to be happy with the money that they spend, especially when you got a pothole that can't be filled because there's no money in the coffers. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I see what you're putting down. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a travesty.
Yep. I mean, we talked about it at length when you were out to Canton. We got the free Karen Reed hat going here, and now it's FREED, freed Karen. And we got to move on. I got to move on. I'm going to tell you. You asked me what I'm going to do now that we've got this verdict and we've freed Karen Reed. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on this hat, and I think you're familiar with this one.
Yes, sir.
And got the same shirt on. I think Steve's got on. Brian's got on, except it's just a little got black and blue in it with the line. And it's amazing. It was so emotional to be there, part of the 2,000 people, and see that and hear that silence into an uproar of people that have been supporting this since April of 23. Give Aiden Kearney the credit that's due. He peeled back the onion. I was buying into the narrative from the time I saw the crime scene on local stations. We were sold a bill of goods. Why wouldn't you believe it, right? I worked in the system like you did my whole career. Kissed my kids goodbye every night, hugged them goodbye, went out, did the job, came home safely most of the time, and we're dealing with this. And there's no doubt in my mind that there's a sequel to this story, and that's justice for John O'Keefe. And I certainly feel terribly, terribly sorry for his family and their losses. I just hope they will understand that the verdict that just came through the other day, and really for the most part, I believe the verdict that we got the first trial, just that Judge Canton screwed up the sheet and didn't want it to go through. I think anybody who's followed this case knows for sure, guys, that we got the right verdict, and now we got to go get the right people that did it. I got a sign behind me. You can probably see the sign. It says "Justice for John O'Keefe." Let me see if I can turn this a little. You can probably read that. Up the Canton cover up. I believe if Canton did their job on that morning, sometime after 6:06, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That case would have got solved.
Maybe.
I think we lost your audio there.
Hello.
Okay, I got you. But listen, this is the deal. This is the deal. One of the jurors said that they want to reopen the case to find out what really happened to John O'Keefe, and I'm all for that. Even Lassie said that we've seen all the evidence. Now they weren't able to present all the evidence because of Hanky Panky not wanting it put out there, and Bev as well. So what really is the evidence? You know what I'm saying? What really is the evidence?
You can imagine what the evidence is, and I believe, without receipts, that the feds were up on wiretaps and they were investigating perhaps corruption at the very least, maybe racketeering, going back to a gentleman who was deceased, Senator Brian Joyce, and that goes back many years. And I think they were already listening and watching when the Sandra Birchmore case landed a year before John O'Keefe. And in my opinion, they had pretty much all of this from the jump, and I believe they got it now. And I had talked to Josh Levy personally. He referred me to a couple of agents. We talked at length. I've sent them anything and everything I got, and I've recently got information solidly from them that they ain't got no quit.
That's good to hear, man. I'm telling you, I'm curious to see what direction the Commonwealth is going to take now. I think they're probably going to go 100% all offense, right? They're going to try to get everything they can out there to make sure that the O'Keefes, the Jen McCabe's, the not the O'Keefes, but Brian Albert and Brian Higgins are protected, even more so now, because they've already got one strike, actually 2 strikes against them, the first trial and this trial. So they're going to try to go full offense and protect what they can.
I agree. That's all they've got. You know, it's the fire is to their feet, and they can do their best. But I think in the Massachusetts, in this county, nothing's going to get done. But I believe I got to believe in the feds, and that's all we got left in this country, guys. I mean, when you get a corrupt state and a corrupt county, who do you turn to?
Yeah,
Be the feds.
Yeah.
Peter, I want to thank you for always being there for us and being there for the community. I'm going to bring another guest on. You can hang out for a little bit with him if you'd like. You know, I think Brian and I would love to talk to you in the future based on some things that go on in the future. Before I bring on the next guest, though, I want to shout out Blessed in Texas, a long time ride along. Super chat, Gonzo, I wish for you compassion, patience, strength while caretaking for your parents. It's difficult and exhausting, yet it's valuable time that will grow you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, Blessed in Texas. My daughter's down there right now.
Texas?
Yep, no, in Idaho.
Oh,
She's watching mom and dad for a week.
you're gonna go up and say
All
that?
right.
I'm
And
going
then
to try to.
Dude, just go.
Cat Weasel Gaming gifted 20 memberships. So Brian, you and I got a lot of work to do because we got a lot of members.
Oh,
So,
I'm working on my video, people. I'm a slack.
I'm gonna bring this guy on with Peter for a little bit. Again, everyone knows him, so
Oh shit!
He
Oh,
needed the
shit.
dough. He needed the dough.
you were holding that the whole time.
I needed a dough.
He needed the dough.
That's funny,
You
right?
know what's funny about Gonzo, Will? Right? The first time I ever met Gonzo, you never know when he's serious and when he's fucking joking, right? So he'll be sitting there like he's wearing fucking in uniform, and he's telling me something dead serious, and then it ends up being a joke, and I'm like, what? But that's Gonzo.
That's me.
And I'm just gullible. I'm an idiot, so you know.
The Glare
up,
in the
guys?
house. What's
What's up,
up,
Will?
Glare?
Chilling, man.
Hey, Will, before you leave, make sure you get Steve your phone number.
Word.
All this, all right.
Will do.
All right, yeah.
Will do.
I say, hey, I gotta get in touch with Will. I'll hit him on X. I'm like,
Yeah. I'll DM it to you. I'll DM
numbers are so much easier. Thank you.
Yeah. For sure.
Well,
Yeah.
let
What's
me
up,
say
Peter,
this.
Peter Murphy. First of all, Peter Murphy, real quick. I got to get this out of the way. What was your rank when you left the department, sir?
I was sergeant for the last 22 sergeant for the last 22 years of my career.
Okay. Well, Peter Murphy, especially after hearing the way you spoke just now, and after everything that we've all collectively accomplished, this outcome that we've all been waiting for, I would like your permission, instead of referring to you as Peter as I have been because you're so personable, I would prefer from now on, because I have such respect for you, to refer to you as Sergeant Murphy from now on.
I love it. I love it.
Respect,
Well,
sir. Sergeant Murphy.
Gentlemen, thank you. Back at you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that comment and your support, and I appreciate everything you've done for the movement, Will, for all of us. And we got this, and there's more to follow. There's a sequel to this story, as you well know. And it's going to get a little dicey, no doubt in my mind.
Good.
I agree.
We like dicey.
I'm here for it. I am absolutely on board. I am invested. I have felt I've never felt anything like I have in the last couple of days. Last night I had dinner. I took my foster parents out to dinner that I hadn't seen in over 40 years, almost 40 years.
Wow.
And
Dude,
it was just a really cool moment. Yeah. I'll be 50 this year.
Let's go. Big 5-0.
50. You're a child still. Come on now.
Yeah. So it was awesome. And and it was just cool to have something to be proud of myself for, you know, because of, and it was just being part of this community. It was a great thing. And after the follow up of this verdict, and you know what I mean, it's just been amazing. And Gonzo, man, I'm really sad to see you go, but you know, but I'm saying I'm really glad to see you. I'm really sad to see you go. God, I'm messing this up. But you know, I did it again, but I am
Cut, take two.
I can't express enough, because when I was looking over these transcripts, you guys got everything happened just at the right time for me to get the information and process it the right way in just the way my brain works. And it was just laid out almost as if God did it. And you guys, the LV cops, you guys came in at just the time when I really was getting to a point where I was like, I need to hear cops. I need to hear from cops, because I can't believe this. And you guys came out and you were like, Brian was like, dude, I would have banged on that door. I would have cut off the street. If there was a dead cop laying in that lawn, the street would have been cut off. I was going into that house. Both of you guys were saying, we're going into that house. I'm going into that house.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
And I needed to hear that so bad, because I couldn't imagine a good cop not saying something any short of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what, Blair, is when they had that town hall meeting, and I think it was you, Peter, it says, would you be happy if this was your family member that was treated this way? Right? That's the question we should all ask ourselves when we're dealing with a situation. And the answer should have been, hell no, I wouldn't be happy with it. Right? So the thing is when we went down there and we didn't know what to expect, and it was overwhelming, the amount of love and care, and it was more than what I expected. And you and I, Blair, went outside for you to have a smoke, and we had a really good heart-to-heart talk, and it made me realize that this Karen Reed thing is uniting people that have all kinds of experiences, good and bad with law enforcement, just general knowledge of, you know, this is not right. And that's what pulled everybody together, that we were all on the same page saying this is not right. And it took all of us to be a voice when that not guilty verdict came out and you heard the eruption outside. That was all of us and one of us all at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, everybody just came together and provided exactly what they could.
Yeah.
You know, and it just created this working machine of moving parts.
Yeah.
You know, that just it picked up traction. It attracted people like a magnet. And then it just, and we raised so much money so that Karen Reed and her family can get through this as comfortably as they can, hire experts, you know, and this was and the Reeds, I know firsthand that they truly appreciate it. Nathan Reed made it a point to call me and tell me just thank you, and we had a good heart-to-heart for a good 10 minutes, and it was, I mean, I couldn't stop crying though that whole day. It was wild. Like, everyone was so equally passionate about this.
You know, and there's certain dates. Sorry, Blair, to interrupt you there.
No, please go on.
There's certain dates in your life that you remember, and those dates are because you were a part of something, good or bad, right? So, you know, we have 27,000 subscribers that they'll remember that date for the rest of their lives and even talk about it. So that's how impactful this case was to everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
So this date will be, I'll remember this for the rest of my life, or at least until my memory can still function, right?
Still functions, yeah.
But it's because we were all part of like you said, Will, a machine that was breathing and walking and being part of society, trying to make society better. And it takes steps like this for people to unite for a common cause. That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Lots and
100%.
lots of
Yeah.
people with nothing in common suddenly had something in common, and a groundswell and a movement. And it took a while to get to the West Coast, but definitely now, when we first started doing this, I had never heard of it. No one I know had ever heard of it, and it was right in the middle of the first trial. Now it's like Karen Reed. It's like this is nationwide, worldwide, because you can just see in our comments.
It's
So,
what do they call it? It's Gen Z's OJ
OJ?
case.
Yeah.
Gen Z's OJ case. This is the biggest case in the world.
well, hey, I'm gonna
Watching
grab
my
a couple
brand.
super chats, and I'm gonna add someone to the party here.
I want to say hi to my daughter Kendall. She's watching from Japan. Hello, lovely girl.
What's up, Kendall?
Love ya.
Want me to send her a link?
I don't know what time is it in Japan. What time is it in Japan, Kendall?
gonna
Actually,
go
16 hours.
Midnight. I was gonna say midnight.
we got a super from
I know it's nighttime. It's daytime.
from one of our legend members, Mandy, not Amanda.
Wow, Amanda, not Amanda. $50.
$50. Thank you so much. I almost missed
Thank you.
telling. Bye, Gonzo. Don't be a stranger. When I make it to Vegas, I owe you guys dinner.
Yes,
Let's
you do.
go.
Yeah, I mean, you're a legend, so I think we
Legends come in all sizes.
That's right.
Even fun size.
Fun size.
Can,
Fun size.
and then she turned around and gifted 50 memberships.
Holy macaroni.
Thank you so much, Manda.
All right. We're going to Applebee's when you get to Vegas.
Oh,
Oh, big.
Ah,
Oh, first class, baby. 5-star Applebee's. Love Applebee's.
and she keeps it rolling with another super. I'm speaking for myself, and I'm sure many women out there. Thank you, men, for standing up and out for innocent women.
Hey,
We're being blamed for others' crime, for
we always
others.
fight for
Sorry,
people who can't fight for themselves. And Karen
Right.
needed that, and she needed everybody in the world to see what was going on. So it was
Bottom of the ninth, son.
Yeah, it was our pleasure, 100% our pleasure to help Karen Reed.
100%.
100%. I don't
That's
nothing
damn right.
out of it at all. As long as she's free, and that's all that matters. And now that she's free, right? Now we need to start focusing on.
Turtle Boy.
Well, yeah, we got to help Turtle Boy, and we need to figure out. I would like to find out what happened to Officer O'Keefe.
And yeah,
Dig into the Alberts and then.
I have to believe, I have to have faith that after this second trial and just seeing how blatant the corruption was, that the feds have enough to start handing out indictments. I truly hope that.
I hope so too, but everybody's jumping on the feds, but I don't know. I'm 50-50 because I've worked with a lot of feds in my career, and so has Gonzo, and I love.
I know
the
where this is
military, I love
going.
the police, but the feds are. I'm sorry. I just a lot of times I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. So,
Understand my position. I feel like I was saying this on my show the other day. I hate the idea of federal intervention. I can't stand it. It's anti-American almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, to me, it's like the feds might mess it up even more. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
We gotta have faith.
We'll see.
But,
we'll see if they decide.
But the thing is, they have, they have a really high conviction rate, so I don't think that they'll even hand out indictments unless they're that certain that they have enough to indict or to convict.
Yep.
So I mean, I these are just my hopes. You guys would absolutely know better than I would. I never worked with feds. You guys have.
Here's the problem,
You know
though,
what I mean?
is that they're going to come after them and they're going to want to talk to them. And what are you going to say?
Right.
Yeah. What are you going to say?
You're gonna say, I plead the fifth.
Right.
And everybody pleads the fifth. Now nobody testifies, nobody talks, and they only have to go with the evidence that they have. To me, it seems like it's going to be really, really hard. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the feds come in like friggin' on a shiny white horse, like what Silver Knight's coming in cleaning up.
Well,
I just don't think they will.
The thing with the feds is that they have to have everything 100% locked down. If there's a question, they won't pursue it, right? So it needs to be 110%. They've got all the evidence they need. There's no doubt that we know that there's corruption there, but the feds have to be 100% perfect on their case. That's the way they run. That's when they operate.
Yeah, they have to collect enough evidence to where if they do plead the fifth, it won't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Someone's going to have to turn. And I don't know.
I feel like someone will. If there's federal indictments coming down, somebody in that group of people is gonna talk.
I've said this probably halfway through the case. With this case being so big, somebody might end up turning, especially with how everything's going right now. Proctor might turn, Higgins, Albert. Right now they're playing victim in the interviews, but if the Feds show up, we'll see what happens. I think one of them, if we get one to turn, man, that would just be glorious.
I think it'll be somebody like Julie Nagel or somebody like that. You know, I think it'll be real hard to crack one of the McAlberts directly.
You're gonna want a cop, though. You're gonna want a cop.
Hey guys,
credibility.
Higgy will crack. Higgy will crack. Yeah,
he'll crack his cell phone, his SIM card. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in real quick. There's a lot of testosterone in this room.
He's a lot of cracking.
Testosterone. And I do see the super chats coming in. Thank you. I will get to those, but I want to add a little bit of
class,
femininity in here.
Okay.
And the girls.
Holy macaroni!
What's up?
They've been waiting for a long time.
I'm undercover. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Just put it on my husband's tab. Just put it on my husband's tab.
I like
Yes.
that. I like that.
My wife's gonna go, who are these girls? Oh my goodness.
Hey guys and lady.
Yep.
Hello.
So we have somebody here now.
My Peter Murphy. Peter, we're going out to dinner soon.
How are you?
I'm
did well.
amazing. How are you?
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Peter, we did it. We did it.
We all did it. We all did it.
We all did it.
Everybody on the screen did it.
Because we're stronger together. We do amazing things when we come together.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, Estie here, if you don't know, has been all throughout this trial, driving interns, getting lunch, doing everything needed to make this experience as comfortable for the Reeds and her team as possible, and just did it out of the kindness of her heart the entire time. So this is the value of Estie here, people. She's been a great mod for me, and she's been great.
My favorite moment post
and a friend. I feel like a dick if I don't say a friend. She's a friend too, and I'm being a dick if I don't say that. Sorry about that, to cut you off, Lacey Jane. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Did you guys see Estie's reaction walking out of the courthouse? Like that, I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Yeah.
That was so powerful. I love that.
I was on Annie Elise's and we were streaming that part. We were just like, yeah, get it, Estie. Go ahead, girl.
I was reading a comment.
They were like pushing us out, and I was like, this is the last time I'm ever going to see you, so you're not telling me to move yet.
Estie, the part that's lodged in my brain and will be forever was this one when you were walking through the halls of justice.
I did that for all of you, for
heading
the
upstairs.
boots on the ground.
I was lucky enough to catch that. That was amazing.
I felt like I was representing you guys because I was you. You know, that's where I started. I was a boots on the ground.
Yes, you were.
And I wanted to give something to you guys to let you know.
And you did.
You're with me. I'm taking you in there into that courthouse with me. So I made sure every time I hit that platform, it was hand up to you.
And we took it to the bank. And we took it to the bank for you. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to say, Estie, with you being in the court so much, we all had the emotions that we had watching, and of course rooting for Karen. But you could feel from her and the family, like if they felt it was going well, if they had concerns. So I'm sure for you emotionally, this was huge. And then the release of just now, it's done and we're good.
Yeah.
So I mean, did it affect your sleeping? How has all this affect you emotionally?
I thought today was a day where everything was starting to come back and sleep and stuff, but I don't know when it's gonna come back, and it has. It's affected a lot, but I knew that going into it. That was the sacrifice, because Karen, it was about her life. She didn't know if she was gonna end up getting cuffed by those 2 female officers that were standing behind her. She gave her last hugs before the verdict, and she turned and faced the judge and jury with her head held high, not knowing.
Incredible.
And
Yeah, Nathan told me that on the phone. He was like that there was this moment where the court officers entered the room and they were there strictly waiting for the verdict to cuff her if it was a guilty verdict. And we were, I mean, I could just, and the way that he described the feeling when the not guilty verdicts came through, the roar from the crowd, you could just feel it in that courtroom. He felt every heart, every clap, this is how he described it to me. Yeah.
It's just like, it was so powerful. And I haven't even said hi to the boys. Hi, boys. How's Vegas?
Yeah, Gonzo, this is supposed to be for you, sweetheart.
No crying and screaming.
This is for Gonzo and for Karen and for all of us. It's a celebration.
It was I made sure to hit record on my phone because I knew that this was a moment I was gonna want to relive after 2 years, and there are no words to explain how I felt. Also, I think I flew for a moment. The height I got off my couch jumping up. I was like, I was moved, literally and figuratively. It was incredible, and just thinking about it just like gets me choked up. And I'm so blessed to have made all of your acquaintances, and this has been the journey of a lifetime.
You know what it boils down to is, that little saying, wheels on the bus go round and round, right? So I credit Estie, I credit the Glare, everybody that was a YouTuber, right? That brought on all these people onto this bus, right? And the YouTubers, and Estie, I read a comment that you were the second hardest working woman in this case, is what I read, because everything that you did. But as YouTubers, we were the wheels of the bus, right? Going round and round, charging forward, and we brought everybody along. And it was people like us and you guys that made the difference in providing people knowledge of what's going on, right? Yep. So we're wheels of the bus, buddy.
We're like the wheels pushing the bus, and you guys steered the bus in the direction that you needed it to go.
Exactly.
Because we're idiots. We just push.
I feel like I was more the kid on the bus that the driver is going, "Hey, shut up back there." I feel like that was more my role.
I don't know. I think I'm with the
I'm gonna
Glare.
pull this
I got
bus
told
over,
shut
man.
up a lot.
I don't get paid enough for this shit, kid.
Every bus needs that. Because that person is what the other people on the bus want to be able to be you. and need that too.
Yeah. What a crazy ride, man. I'm telling you. What a crazy ride.
I know. It was an emotional roller coaster.
Woo.
From start to finish. And we were a year late.
Yeah.
We imagine that we'd been covering this for a year and a half. We were a year late,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that my wife brought it up that we should and showed me that first picture of John's arm. One of the first things she showed me, she goes, "Hey, do you think a motor vehicle could do this to somebody backing up? A taillight?" And I looked at the picture and I was like, "Fuck no!" I said, "Those are dog bites."
Says every police officer.
And that's just, and as soon as that happened, I was like, "Yeah, tell me more."
Yeah. Crazy.
But we needed your perspective, and we needed to hear from other police officers. I mean, we had Peter Murphy here with us, arm to arm at every standout, but getting it through like a social media platform from people that have that knowledge and can share it with everybody, and then answer questions that people had. And it was vital. It was a vital piece to all of this. You were definitely a piece to the puzzle that was needed, and we will cherish that forever. And it's
a very powerful antidote to the gaslighting that was happening.
For granted.
We needed the validation that good cops would have investigated this thoroughly.
Yeah, for sure.
From the first response. And you guys really validated that for us, and Mr. Sergeant Murphy as well.
That's what I was just telling. I was just
funds too, like through your merch. I would see it on the defense fund all the time, like LVCops merch.
Yeah. We give 100%. Yeah, we gave 100% for. I think
that
from
going
day
all
one.
the time. Yep.
Yeah. It's not about money for us. It's never been about money. I didn't start this channel for money. It was about helping people and educating people and having fun. Money wasn't ever even a thought.
Yeah, you guys are to cops what Bettero is to law as far as YouTube goes.
Yeah, we did.
And that's
I was just telling Gonzo.
Invaluable.
Sorry to interrupt. We take it for granted. We've lived our lives and with our experiences. So when we see stuff, we take it for granted. We don't think about the lay people or people that aren't officers that they might have questions, and until we really started this case. And then I realized, like, wow, so many people really don't know. And we were getting, because I read every single comment, we were getting a lot of comments that they were like, wow, it's really nice to see you guys are the first cops that we're really seeing coming out, and you're actually for Karen Reed. And that was shocking to me, because when I don't know how a cop can look at this evidence and say she did it. Because me as a cop, as soon as I looked at a couple pieces of evidence, I was like, okay, she didn't do it. So
yeah, but we also didn't have any dog in the fight either, right? We're retired. We have no liability when it comes to the department. Now, listen,
from Vegas.
I will say this.
Nothing to do with Massachusetts.
I will say this, that now that the verdict is in, right, it's peer pressure. You're going to see a lot of people that were being held back and believing that Karen Reed was innocent because of their people that they were running around with, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to see a lot more say, yeah, I knew that she was innocent, but I couldn't say what I wanted to say because
you're gonna jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, just to save face.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I mean, every cop that I knew that I showed these photos to, they were like, no, a vehicle couldn't have done this. What are you saying? And it was dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the fact that Brennan's up there saying, it's not dog bites, he wouldn't let a dog expert into the case. Because he knows they're going to say this is dog bites or an animal bite. This has nothing to do with a tail light.
Right, exactly. I think I might have mentioned this on one of the other shows with you guys, certainly any of the other shows, but I have a very personal friend who is not doing great medically, but to make a long story short, he used to train municipal departments, police officers in their canines for different aspects of being a canine officer. And I sent him that picture when it first came out of the dog of the arm. Now, I didn't say anything about what it was. And I said, sir, I won't put his name out there. I said, sir, what do you think about this? He said, holy mackerel. He said, that's one untrained dog that flunked out of the dog bite academy. And that's what that is. And he did this for his whole career. He knew.
Yeah. When you see it,
We've seen plenty of dog bites.
We've seen thousands of them. It ain't rocket science. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's frustrating for me when a judge knows it, the lawyer knows it, we all know it, but they just won't fucking say it. Like, it's the truth, so just say it. But now they're not even allowed to bring somebody in to say the truth, and that pisses me off.
Well, that's why I believe that this is going to go federal. I believe
I hope so.
the $500,000 they spent on ARCA, and I got to believe they have enough right now.
Aperture, but yeah.
That the
no, the feds. I'm sorry. Yeah, the feds.
Yeah.
The $500,000 on ARCA. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Well, and then I also believe that I don't know where I was going to go with this one, but I believe that there's enough probably corruption that you can go with racketeering and the RICO Act. And I'm hanging my hat on the RICO Act because things get really punitive when I bring that in.
Yeah, you start hanging the RICO on top of people's heads, they'll fucking turn over like
from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah.
You got that right. And I'm hanging on that. I really think that's where this is going to end up.
So they spent $400,000 on the blue man.
DUI.
And the blue dude, yeah.
Well, they could have just flown to Vegas and got the blue man group to go up there.
It would have probably gotten the jury. It would have probably affected the jury better.
Yeah, $4 million, $5 million on a DUI. Most expensive DUI in history.
Yep.
No,
One
no,
of the
no.
jurors.
Massachusetts taxpayer spent
Yeah.
$4 or $5 million
Bingo.
on the
Correct.
on this trial.
And one of the jurors mentioned too that they were just dumbfounded by the blue paint, and it didn't show anything. It just showed what could happen to your arm if you just pressed it up against
because it was
something
stupid.
blue. Like
it was stupid.
didn't, yeah.
It was a dumb test. It was
that
irrelevant.
point?
And that cost me $375,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't been able
grown
to
men
wear.
with it, grown men engineers actually thought that was a good test. Like, these are grown men with brains thought, oh, this is a good test.
Right. I got a quick question for Estie, if I can interrupt. Estie, you sat there, I think, through pretty much every day of the second trial. How did you read the jury?
Whew. Yeah, I told people on my channel that I wasn't going to talk about anything about the jurors while it was happening or anything inside the courthouse. And I said floodgates will happen after, so I can talk about it now. But I mean, it was every time they walked in, we stood, and I stood, and we turned, and I did this face.
Yeah.
I just did a smile, and I could see some of them always looking at us, and I would make eye contact with certain ones, and that felt good. But they just, there wasn't too much that they were giving to us, but there was connections I felt, and which gave a good feeling. But I also didn't want to read into things too much. I didn't want to hold on to just body languages or facial expressions.
That's too much. It's too much.
It is. But I could tell that they were people that were going to take this seriously, especially ones that just kept taking notes. And unfortunately, the big note taker was an alternate. But two guys that we always did make eye contact with were also alternates, and then a girl in the back row with glasses and wavy hair. But and then Mr. Cougher. There was a guy that always did cough. It was a very
Mr. Cougher.
Oh my
was
God.
one that hit my chest and would make me go every time he did. But I didn't want to look at him to make him feel like he was annoying me. So every time he did, I would just go, and then I would just keep my eyes forward. But Mr. Cougher didn't get on the he was an alternate too. But I think, the right people were selected as the 12, and they got it right.
Yeah.
Good.
You know, there's a few places that you go to and visit that you hear everything, right? It changes your mood. That's church and court, right?
Yeah.
When you go to church and court, you hear the wood crack, right? You hear the fan blowing around. You hear people sneezing and coughing. So you're more attuned to hear everything, right?
Oh, I got to piggyback off that, Gonzo, because I got to give a shout out. David Yannetti and Bob Alessi on Ian Runkle's channel yesterday made it a point to say this, and I reposted the clip, but I gotta say, man, those court officers did an amazing job. I mean, every single one of them were incredibly nice, helpful, everything. But if you talked when you weren't supposed to talk inside that courtroom, they're right over your shoulder going, "Stop talking."
Yeah.
Yes,
And you're like, dude, no kidding. But outside, at one point I was nodding off because my knee was hurt real bad. So I was nodding off and kind of because I wasn't sleeping well. And Annie Elise was next to me, and she nudged me, just politely. She was like, "If you start to doze off, I'll just nudge you," and I was like, "Okay." And so she did. And then this young guy who was a court officer just brings over a bottle of water and goes, "Hey, this helps," And I was like, "Wow, yeah."
I love your face.
Right. Well, no, because if you have something in your hand, you're playing with the cap. You know what I'm saying? If you have something in your hand, playing with the cap, you're sipping on it, you're staying awake. You know what I mean? So that was really nice. And the two ladies downstairs, at the metal detector, nicest in the world, man. They were so cool, so nice. We had pleasant conversation all the time. But absolutely professional.
Did you feel me kick your butt, Will, the first day you were there?
You what now?
I would have to pee too much.
When you were in the front row that first day, remember you got in trouble?
Give me that Gatorade bottle.
I didn't get in trouble. I accidentally got one of the interns in trouble.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So that day that you were in the front row,
I was the one talking, and then they took her outside because apparently they had problems with her before.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. How often do they let you guys go to the bathroom? Because I couldn't have sat in the jury in the court because I pee every 10 minutes. Me and Gonzo every 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, you go whenever. You were able to go whenever you want. Unfortunately, the jurors couldn't. So I felt bad for the jurors.
Oh,
they
man,
couldn't. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure they could if they wanted to, but I don't think that they wanted to. But I had a schedule because I know myself, and it was always 10 o'clock. That's when I'll start drinking water. None before that.
Yeah.
And so 10 o'clock, because I knew there was an 11 o'clock break. So it was, if I'm thirsty, you can drink at 10, 11 o'clock, you run to that bathroom, girl. And then it was.
I wouldn't do well on that.
What would you, if anything, did you take away from Bev's reaction after the ruling? Do you think that she was calm, cool, and collected? Like, did you notice any subtle nuances, like facial expressions? Yeah. What did I say?
Oh, I wasn't in the courtroom for the verdict.
You weren't? Okay. All right.
No. It was only the interns, which there was about 5 of them, I believe. And then it was Bill, Janet, Nathan, and Nathan's best friend, and like basically another son to the Reeds, Adam.
Okay, now that makes sense, because I saw a bunch of faces that I didn't recognize. And I figured that I had just missed you, and then I saw you walking out after the verdict, and so I wasn't sure if you were in there.
We were all ushered to the back of the courthouse with the rest of the media. It was crazy because it was nothing like they had ever done before. Everybody, they had court officers in there that I had never seen before. And the 2 officers that were watching us downstairs, I had never met before. And they were sweethearts. The guy even told us, my name is nice guy something. And I was like, okay. Like, what does that mean? Like, you're not going to be mean if I, like, I don't know.
That was a pickup line.
Yeah, he was probably trying to hit on you.
Yeah,
he was trying to pick you up. Yeah.
The feeling in that courtroom during that was intense. I didn't like all the vibes I was getting. Nobody was like, even the people that I felt like I built connections with, the court officers, they just were like, their faces were Yeah. So they kept us. They had the 2 officers like this, making sure we did not cross them at all. And so it was me, Nick Rocco, Mimi, Andreya, Jess Machado, and 2 other reporters in the back of the courthouse.
Somebody's life was about to change with 3 words: guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
So that puts a different dynamic on the whole experience. And Estie, tell me, Estie, how loud was the roar from the crowd?
Yeah, we all heard it. It was, it was intense. That roar went through all of us. And then that's when my whole body just had an out of experience of emotions. I honestly didn't know what to do. And I, at one point, collapsed to the ground. And all of a sudden I see a camera. This is inside the courthouse where you're not supposed to film or take pictures. I collapsed to the ground inside there and it was bad. I hope I never see that film. I don't know who has it, but they had one of those huge cameras, and all of a sudden I look up from my convulsing, and it's in my face, and I go, "Whoa!
Yeah.
What's happening?"
Yeah. Put this
And
on Karen, not me.
Yeah, and then they were like, you gotta go, everybody, out, and we're just like, huh, and we gather our things, and it was just like marching orders, out, go, and then that's when you see us on camera, like Andrea comes out, Mimi comes out, Nick Rocco comes out, I come out, and then I see the crowd, and I feel the crowd, and from everything that was happening inside of me, I let it out. I didn't give a fuck anymore if I was classy. I didn't give a fuck if I was not supposed to do anything. I didn't care that court officer was telling me, go. I wanted him to pick me up and actually remove me.
Oh,
Got a girl.
That would have been baller.
So, has anybody talked to Karen Reed?
I haven't. Not
Nope.
since the trial.
We got her number.
No, I'm just wondering.
I'm
I'm just
afraid.
We're
I'm
all
afraid.
giving her space.
Yeah. I don't.
Her space.
Yeah,
She
that's
deserves
where
to
I'm
do
at.
whatever the fuck she wants right now. Sorry
Yeah.
for the swearing, but
Yeah, Nathan called me, and that was above and beyond as far as I was concerned. I was just.
I feel like
called me
Nathan
and I
is
was like,
taking on a
wow.
lot right now. He's making the phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Kelly.
The whole point of this is so they have peace.
Verdict. So that was cool.
Nice. Nice.
I was watching Kelly Reed's body language, right? Karen Reed's body language, and it never changed from when she was standing there to when the verdict. After the verdict, yes, but up until that point, man, she was a stone.
Powerful.
She was a stone.
Powerful. She was absolutely just.
Whatever you bring, I'll take. I got it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop the party. I want to include some of our chat in with it. And they've sent us a bunch of super chats. I don't necessarily want to stop the show for super chats. I'm going to put them out there, and some of them might be questions. So any of you who can address them, please address them.
Yeah, bring the people up. They did this too. This is their show.
That's right. The boots on the
We
ground.
want to hear their voices. Express
It
it
is
all,
so
guys.
hot here.
Express
Making
it all.
hot
We
butter right
did
now.
it.
Wow.
It is
I
hot.
did that 6.5 hour live. I was fucking roasting it. I was fucking cooking.
Yeah, I feel like a hot tamale over here.
I was like,
All right.
Spicy
Sorry, I
hot
blocked
tamale.
you guys a little bit on the bottom. We got a super from Ahap. I love the insight to the trial. With the blue wall exposed in the trial, how do you as police officers square continued display of it on your show? Oh, how come we got the flag? Another one of those? Do you see it as a fraternal thing, or should everyone move on from using it? Well, Peter's got it right there in his hat. That's what you're talking about. People think
you want to say something, or you want me to say something?
To me, the thin blue line, right? The fight against good and evil. Nothing more, nothing else.
Yeah, it's not personal.
That's what it means to me, right?
Yeah.
I took an oath to protect those who do not protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
To be a sheepdog, to protect the sheep from the wolves. That's all it means to me. Nothing more, nothing else.
Yeah.
Whatever people
It
say
shouldn't
means,
mean anything
it
else.
doesn't mean anything else to me.
I get a lot of heat, and I address this in the comments. A lot of people tell me to take the flag down. I was a military brat. My whole family was military. All the guys in my family military. To me, the American flag is the greatest flag in the world, and I'm going to fly it. The blue line just represents standing strong with the cops, with America. The red one is for fire department. The green one's for the military. It's still the flag. So to me, yeah, I'll always represent the blue line flag. Now you have good cops, you got bad cops, but you got good and bad in every profession in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get tired of hearing it that the blue line flag is a gang symbol. No, it's not. It's not, man. It's still the American flag, but we're just representing the cops, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I think over the last certainly five years, the last administration, and I'm an independent, so I'm not necessarily going after any particular party, but I think we saw with the riots out in the West, we've seen riots across this country in the past, without law and order, and that was the name of my boat. Without law and order, we got problems. I mean, it starts there. The rubber meets the road with the law and order, and if you don't have justice, and the problem that we had here, in my opinion, is it appeared to me, and maybe to you guys, you can comment on it in a minute, is it seemed like the justice system had failed us, and in and of itself, the justice system may have been corrupt. A fish starts from the head down, Brian. All right.
Let me tell you something, Sergeant Murphy. I've said this for many years as a cop. The laws are meant to protect the bad people.
Yeah.
100% dead serious. Laws
Handle your own shit, right?
Bad people. Why do you think we have how many laws in this country? I don't know, 10 million? Do we really need that people? Come on now, right?
Massachusetts has the most.
Laws are made to protect bad people. I'm telling you. I'm gonna handle your business.
Let me say this, Lacey. I want you to go first, and Estie, I
love hearing a cop say that, and an honest cop. Yeah. I love hearing an honest cop say that.
Don't look for the police to save you ever. Save
handle
yourself,
your own
people.
shit.
Yeah, handle your shit.
Lacey, I wanted to ask you a question, Lacey. You go first, and then Estie go second. What's the thin blue line mean to you?
Protecting and supporting those who put their lives on the line for us every damn day.
That's that simple, right?
That's all it is. I'm from a community where we lost 2 cops in a domestic, and it was, and recently, I'm sure you guys saw it in Ohio. We've had a bunch of police shootings recently, and it's just showing up with that shirt on, that hat on, that flag to let them know we've got you, we support you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think there was a big disconnect of Karen Reed supporters versus the police. I know I saw a little bit on the news. They seem to make it kind of a, you're against the cops or you're not.
Right.
But a lot of Karen Reed supporters, just because everybody was wearing pink, they still support the blue. But what everybody was just trying to get out there is that, look, we love our cops, but sometimes the cops don't do the right thing, and we need to address it. It's not the end of the world, people. It happens all the time. But look, they wronged somebody. We need to address it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like my girl Dina would say all the time, we are not against the cops. We're against the corrupt cops, the bad ones.
And everybody should be.
And we want to support, and we want to lift up and let the good cops know that we see them, we appreciate them, and it's a shame that they can't speak up for when they see a bad cop amongst them.
Right.
Because it does make them get a bad rap, and they don't deserve that.
Well, hopefully that'll be changing. Hopefully that'll be changing.
Aside from the military, how many jobs do you wake up in the morning and go to work and may not come home, or even die for a complete stranger? How many jobs is there?
Firefighters is the first one that comes to mind besides cops and military.
Security.
Let me say this. And this is coming from, I asked a few military people myself. Law enforcement experiences a daily life-threatening situation every day. Every call, every day that we go to work. 10 hours a day, 4 days a week, or however long it is, right? Not too many jobs that are out there put you in harm's way every day for doing something that you took an oath to protect people that you don't even know.
Correct. Right. What job do you go to where people might actually want to kill you while you're at work?
Yeah.
Who hate you just because of what you're wearing.
In one job, you might be doing your job, and actually people are trying to kill you while you're at your job. There isn't many, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how you don't respect that.
I digress.
Yeah.
And besides honest cops, you guys are just cool fucking dudes, man.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Gonzo mentioned earlier, the morning before, the morning of the day of the fundraiser, we sat down, we had breakfast, and we had a really nice conversation. The vibe was good because it was real early in the morning. There was only just a couple of us in there. And then people started showing up, and it just got even better. But it was really dope to just sit there. You first wake up, I just finished working out, and Gonzo was sitting there having his coffee, and I
I needed that coffee.
Yeah.
and I confessed something to him that for the reasons being that I could feel that he really respected me,
Yep.
but I needed him to respect who I really was. And I didn't want it to be under any false pretenses. So I came clean about something to him that I felt that he had a right to know. And he had earned that right. And I wanted him to know. And he was so receptive and cool about it and just saw me for me. And then we go to this fundraiser, have this amazing time, and you guys like took care of me, man. Like you guys, I totally blacked out. I had totally blacked out.
You were there physically, but mentally you were not, my man.
No, no, sir, I was not. But it was fun, and nothing bad happened. So I
wasn't gonna let anything bad happen to you, Will.
Yeah.
We had you.
Yeah, you guys were just naturally just.
I was not gonna let anything bad or distasteful happen to you.
It was so much. It was so much fun.
That was.
And I saw the video that I had no memory of, and that was wow.
I can also say that the time that I've spent with the boys has been nothing short of memorable. I mean, granted, there was a slight, terrorist attack while I was there, and they've come to blame. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. They've come to blame me for anything bad that happens in Vegas while I'm there. But
the Raiders lost when you were there.
Hey,
yes, for sure.
You know what? It's like you're a mind reader. I was looking at my phone to pull up a photo of me at the Raiders sign. I want to share it on here, and I'm gonna send it to you, Steve. But
That's awesome.
Gonzo was nice enough to give me his tickets for the Raiders game against the Chargers. And we had a great time.
Good. I'm glad you did.
We'll hook you up. So
we're givers.
Always have been.
Yeah.
All right, sending it now.
Thank you.
I want to see
giving you time.
Yeah, that was with the Tesla guy in the Tesla truck.
Yeah, blew himself up.
We're supers, guys.
Okay.
Lisa Taylor, hi from the UK. You're all amazing. I love how all the tubers came together. Yeah, it was like that on Brian's show. It's not competition.
It was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to witness. Like just everybody just coming together with one goal, and that goal eventually was achieved. And everybody should be patting themselves on the back. The YouTubers, the boots on the ground.
Yep.
That was the goal the whole way through, ups and downs and everything else in between. And here we are. We're here. We should be all celebrating each other no matter what happens now. It's this moment in time can never ever be taken away.
Can I ask a question to the group? Please, Steve. Yes. Go through the moderator. Quick question. Where do you think as a group that this is going to end up as far as the tragedy that's occurred in everybody's family? Obviously, the O'Keefe's family have had a great deal of sadness. And do you think they are going to accept and believe this jury and really the first jury as far as moving forward and accepting the outcome and hopefully looking for an answer to who did kill John O'Keefe and how will they move on? Are they going to accept if the feds come in? Will there ever be closure? I guess is the answer I'm bringing up. Question.
That's a really loaded question because Karen Reed went through 2 trials. First one was a hung jury. This one was acquitted, right? Mm-hmm. So there's the justice on her part, right?
Yeah, it's done.
Right. It's done.
Now civil suit's next.
But the thing with John O'Keefe, we may never know what happened to him. It might be a cold case. That's why they're called cold cases, because they have no more leads. Everything that they had is exhausted, right? And we're talking about feds. Feds are only going to follow a case if they've got something locked down. Whether somebody sends an anonymous tip that takes them to another road, and then they'll follow that tip and see where it goes from there.
Or a cop wants to speak.
But as far as John O'Keefe, Sarge, you know as well as I do, when the leads stop, you don't got nothing.
In my professional opinion, no, we're not going to get closure. I believe, and again, just my opinion, I believe this is done. I believe Karen's free. That's what we wanted to do. Yeah. Justice for Officer O'Keefe. Again, my opinion, I don't think we're going to find it. The only way we're going to find it is if a cop comes forward. Other than that, everyone's going to plead the fifth. The evidence is already out there. They don't have enough. They're not going to want to talk. They're already retired. One of them already got fired. It's going to sit stagnant unless one of them wants to decide to talk. Other than that, it'll be status quo.
Brian, a lot of very well educated and experienced, intelligent people out here in the community do agree with you.
Oh, okay. So if they disagree with me, go with them.
No, they do agree with you, and I'm just, as a layman, I just have hope. You know, I just have hope.
Well, hope is all we have. Hope is all we have. But guess what? Sometimes hope will let you down, and that's the real world. And we have to be ready for that.
It's a hope I'm willing to take the risk of disappointment for.
100%. 100%. We all there's no risk reward, right? We're all in. And if they decide to run with it, cool. If they don't, it is what it is. You have to be able to accept that as well.
And honestly, if the O'Keefes really want to win a civil suit and sue someone, sue the Canton police.
Yes. Why are you going after Karen?
Right.
You can't even prove collision. So you can't have a civil suit if you can't even prove that she hit him, because they're suing her for wrongful death. How can you sue for wrongful death if I can't even say I hit you?
Right.
Right.
You can't.
So I don't think civil suit to me is going to be just a big nothing burger.
It's already a nothing burger. Like,
well, that's because they pulled it out too early.
Well,
they pulled it out way too early. Case wasn't even done, and they're suing her civilly, and they're still in the trial. That was stupid. That was stupid.
Agreed, and it was stupid to sue. Like, they have no case against the Waterfall or CF McCarthy's because everyone had already testified in court. It's on record that she didn't even seem drunk. So they're allowed to serve her as many drinks as she wants as long as she's fine. Yep. So the case is a loser already.
Yep.
I'm never down. I'm never down with people.
Yep.
You know, for me, if I was John O'Keefe's mom and dad, and I put some thought into this, right?
All right.
Why am I going to extend my pain, right? Trying to figure out what happened to my son.
Yeah.
But there will be justice, right? The man upstairs,
man upstairs sees
will fix it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would just say, here you go, Lord.
Sometimes you got to give it away.
You do.
You got to give it away. If you hold on to it, you're just gonna.
It's gonna hurt. It's always gonna hurt.
Well, if you hold on, what do they call if you're angry at somebody, it's like you drinking poison and expecting them to get sick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Holding resentment and all that anger, you gotta give it away, and let the Lord handle it, because us as humans can't.
Yeah. We don't understand.
That's how I look at it. I don't have the capacity or the emotional capacity to handle the shit that I've seen and dealt with. You got to give it away, or it'll drive you nuts.
That's today's Bible study. Let it go.
There you go. Let it go.
Well,
Amen.
Let's just hope that the Lord uses vessels that have badges, guns, and
He does. He does.
So
all He uses is people,
and they intervene and they intervene.
Well, like you said, Will, we came in at the perfect time, right? So, right, the Lord uses people. We came in at the perfect time, created a perfect storm. And all of the YouTubers got together. The whole world united it. We shot it out to the world. And then everybody was on board.
I believe that everything that happened here was God. I believe that everything that took place, the timing that people met each other, to the timing that people showed up to the movement, to just, you know, everyone bringing what they did to the table, as we were talking about earlier. I mean, that has got to be intelligent design.
I'll tell you what.
It's got to be.
The Lord put Karen through that trial because He knew she could handle it.
Yeah.
He never gives you anything that you can't handle.
I mean, and Karen's defense team, that is those people coming together. That's got to be God behind that. You know, it's just got to be.
Everything for a reason. Little pieces,
Yeah.
little movements, little things, little miracles.
We were
Agreed.
basically, you guys were all deputized to be police officers, whether you know it or not, because nobody likes a bully, right?
Yeah.
Nobody likes a bully.
I
And
don't
we
like
all
bullies.
stood up. We all stood up as one and stood up against the Commonwealth. We stood up against Hanky Panky. We stood up against Proctor.
The big bad Alberts.
Yeah, the big,
Everybody's scared of,
big
which I
bad
don't
Alberts,
see
right?
why we were scared
And
of
we
them.
fucking knocked them off the mountaintop, son.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that brings me back to a story once.
Oh.
Story time with Gonzo.
Listen, I used to.
Casey's snorting over there.
There used to be a ski resort in Idaho. It's called Grand Teton Ski Resort. And in the summertime, the snow would melt, and there'd be
K-12.
Right, exactly. It was fucking crazy. My friend Mike Smith used to work up there, and he'd be putting together the bikes that he would work, and he'd come back all greasy. And he came and said, "Hey, I need some help, Gonzo. Can you help me?" Because I was a biker too. I said, "I'll help you out, sure." So I'll go up there and I'm helping him put these bikes together, right? The boss comes down and goes, "Gonzo, you're doing a great job. I want you to be a spokesman for my company."
Okay.
You get it?
No.
You spoke to the entire grease.
Nobody gets it. Nobody
got
gets it.
Spoke to the wheel. Spoke to the wheel. Yeah. Not that stupid.
I'm not stupid. Come on.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Gonzo, they
Move
say
on.
things happen in threes. You talked about the dough and a spokesman. Have we got a third in the pipeline?
Maybe.
Bring it.
Maybe later on in the show. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, guys, let me say this. It's been a crazy ride for me. It really has. You know, I never thought I'd be emotional when it comes to people that I don't even know from across the country. But you form a connection with people on the chat. Hey, Gonzo, you're doing great, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Gonzo, you're not that short. Hey, Gonzo, you know, that kind of
Yes,
stuff,
he is.
right? Right? So you form these connections through chat, right? And you get to know these people. Blessed in Texas, right? Never has her audio right?
I had to tell somebody in the chat to stop throwing rocks at me when they see me at the gym. Fuck.
But it's a community that grows, right? And it's a family.
Yeah.
And Karen Reed has millions and millions of family members,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows as well. So
Yeah.
I never thought I'd take this route to be a YouTuber, right? And things have changed for me. I got to take a different direction. But I am so blessed to meet Estie, to meet Lexi, to meet Sarge, the Glare, Microdots, Mazza, all those guys, right?
Young jerks, yeah.
And man,
Brian.
what a crazy ride. I'm so blessed to know you guys, and things that you'll always remember. And this is one of them, for sure.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
This is going to be one of the most talked about cases in American history,
Mhm.
and we all played
Are part
an
of it.
integral part of it.
Yeah.
That is something that no one can ever take away from any of us, much less all of us.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of us. You know, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like it's wild when you think about it.
It was. I know for Gonzo and I. For the past year.
We can't hear them.
I think Gonzo stole your mic.
We can't hear.
Can you hear me?
No.
Just
I'll
yell.
shut up.
I went and told our producer
To shut me off.
to turn us back up.
Oh.
He's
Can you hear me?
Check us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turned on.
They said that the audio's low. Oh.
How about Will, Estie, Lacey? Can we all hear each other? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can hear it. I can hear everybody fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you guys fine.
It seemed to fade when Gonzo left. I thought maybe he took the microphone as a memorabilia or something. You know what I mean? But
Oh, it's dead.
Stuffed it in his drawer's pocket.
Dead.
I figured that your mic had fallen off again, like it did when I was there.
Right. I remember that. So
Well,
Brian's mic is dead. I guess he talks too much and wore it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the show.
All right. Thank you,
Well,
guys.
I mean, I mean, that's so funny because Gonzo's quitting, so the mic was like, nah, me first, bro.
Yep.
Me first.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll
right.
let this charge up a little bit, and I forget what I was saying.
Just use your outdoor voice.
Oh, trust me, I talk loud. My wife tells me all the time, stop yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm just talking. I'm passionate.
Passionate about.
I forgot what I was saying.
Well, as a break in the action, I just want to comment on you two guys. I know when we sat and talked that day in Canton, Gonzo and Brian, you reiterated and kind of relived part of it, your story on that horrific shooting out there in the courtyard. And I just can't put into words how much you need to be congratulated and accolades that need to go your way to do what you did. I mean, that is the epitome of being a cop, protecting and serving, and thank you for that.
But you know,
how many lives you saved.
you know what though? There's no thinking. You just act.
Yeah.
Right? You just do what you're supposed to do.
It's like in
right?
Maverick when he says, don't think, just do.
Right.
If you think, you're dead.
Yeah.
As a cop, it's the exact same way. You can't think about it. You just got to make a choice and then fucking go 110% that way. If you're wrong,
you're wrong.
You're wrong. But guess what? You got to just decide quick and go.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines in this job is there's two types of people in the world: the quick and the dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to be
Better to be quick.
Not true.
Better to be quick. Movement is key.
You know, when I first started being a cop, there was a lot more respect for police officers.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If a suspect ran from you, he knew that he was going to get his butt whipped, right? It was a standard procedure, right?
Get a little love.
You don't run from the cops.
Got to get a little love.
Now, there is no respect for law enforcement. It's probably the most hated job there is in the country.
Yeah.
Besides being a spokesman.
Yeah. Still hanging on that.
We're back on that.
Back on the spokesman. Oh, we got new people.
Oh my goodness.
I can't see. I got them in my glasses.
Holy
Can't see Britt,
macaroni.
though.
Britt,
Mike's
Can't see
there.
Britt, though. We can see Mike.
Mikey?
though.
Billy here.
What's up, Mike?
I'm on my cell. I want to check in and thank you all. The Las Vegas cops, Steve, Gonzo, Brian, and everybody here. I just love you all. Thank you for all you did for Karen Reed. I'm starting to cry. I got a dog in the car. I'm about to walk some dogs. I don't have the best reception. I just wanted to make sure to say hi, and I love you all. Thank you for everything you did. Las Vegas cops, you guys stood up. Like, it really mattered. It mattered a lot when you did that, like early and often, and I just can't thank you enough.
Let me say this. Mike, you're probably one of the most sincere people I've ever met, right? What you say comes across from the heart and sincere. So when we had our interaction together, man, I could feel your passion. I could feel your concern about not only Karen Reed, but everybody that was involved in this case. You know, you made a point to try to touch everybody and reach out to them in your specific way. And man, you got class, man. You got style. I love it. And I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come to your show when we were just boots on the ground, son.
We didn't even have 1,000 subs. Did
No, we were babies to this YouTube.
we? Yeah.
But thank you, Mike.
Like 600 subs.
Thank you.
Mike was like,
That was
"Man,
one of the
come
best
on our
nights
show,
to
man.
see you
Let's
guys
have a
get
good
those
time."
subs. Yeah,
That was cool, man. That was cool.
I love you.
So thanks for stopping by, man. I know you got your little doggies in there. I see them in the back, man. But I appreciate it and keep
Yeah.
up the fight, right?
Yeah.
You see him?
We got one part down. Just need to get
Yeah,
the other part.
thank you, everybody.
All right, Mike.
Thank
Mike,
you.
good to see you, buddy.
Have a good day, everybody.
Good to see
Hey,
you.
well,
Mike.
Yes, there he is.
Good to see you.
Later, Mikey.
Peace, cry.
Love you,
Love
Mike.
it. Thank you, everybody. Peter, what's up?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Bye, everyone. Love you.
All righty.
Yeah, it's an emotional episode. Yeah.
Say that again.
You know, you definitely know people. What the heck?
Heck is that?
Blah.
Shit's happening on Brit's happening.
Brit's happening. Shit's happening.
Shit's happening.
There's Brit.
I think
So
you're
you're going to
muted.
window.
You're muted, babe.
Hold on.
Have her.
Undo that.
You're gonna have to recall. Oh man, she's got a sunroof. She
Yeah.
must be loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Signals here are not that good today. It's so windy out today. Windy day.
All right.
No. Technical difficulties on Brit happens.
Brit happens. That's right.
Appropriately named. Brit happens.
Yeah. I can feel my meds starting to wear down. I can feel my meds starting to wear down, son.
Why don't you just kick it in?
Holy macaroni.
I brought you a donut.
Dude, that's all I need. Can you see me bouncing off these without sugar, dude?
Yeah.
No.
I brought you a donut. You're
No.
gonna eat it.
No.
I didn't bring enough for everybody. Sorry.
So Gonzo, just a comment. I'm going to be heading out to the West Coast to visit my family, my daughter out there soon, and I hope that we can squeeze a visit in together with Brian and Steve and anybody else that wants to have a coffee or any other kind of beverage, and we'll sit down. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. I would love that.
Yes, sir.
I found this new coffee shop, and they make their own little coffee, right? And I said, "Can I have a regular coffee?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." But it's really strong. I go, "Well, how strong can coffee be, right? How strong can coffee be?" This shit was jet fuel, man. I did not sleep that night. I was up for the next day. It was like meth, man. I was like, holy macaroni. So, Peter, I'll take you to that spot. We'll get you juiced up. Man, you don't know what to think, man. You don't know what
Run
to
a couple
think.
miles afterwards.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
telling you.
Okay. I've never been. Yeah. Yes, I was to Vegas once. We drove from California across country and drove back. So yeah, I'll get there with you.
Yeah, Vegas has changed a lot. Who's been to Vegas in the last 5 years? Anybody on this channel?
Lacey has.
Lacey, you have?
I've never been to Vegas. I'm dying to go.
I went to Vegas 5 times last year.
Oh, thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I did. I said hi to you this year. Don't be rude.
All right.
Don't be rude.
All right.
We apologize. Or he apologized.
Estie, have you been to Vegas, Estie?
3 times.
Vegas
The
is fun.
best.
It's always hot as balls there.
Yeah.
And then
I
cold
love
at
it
night.
there.
We love
I think
it here.
The
Most
dry
of my
one.
life,
There's
most
nothing
of
like
my life, I lived a lifestyle to where if I ever went to Vegas, I wasn't coming back. I was dead. I was gonna end up dead. But I'm dying to go now. Like I really want to go now. Like I'm a different guy.
I met Britney Spears when I was there.
Oh wow!
When she had her residency there.
Oh.
You know what she says? This is Britney, bitch.
Peter, I think you were trying to say something, and I interrupted. I apologize.
No,
Sergeant Murphy. Excuse me.
No, we don't have to be so formal. No, I was going to say we went out there. There was, I think, 10 of us in the group, all family members, and somebody had paid for dinner the night before. We were at a club, and blah blah blah, and everybody had kids, so we were in a moderate mode, not a wild and crazy one. And I picked up breakfast in the morning. I think for the group of 10, it was like $850. I almost fell over the back of my chair. Not that I wasn't willing to pay. It's just that it was a little pricey.
Everything in Vegas is expensive.
If you're inside a casino, it's going to be quadruple what you pay out on the street.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
It is
I love
crazy
the new
expensive.
casinos they made, like the non-smoking ones. that new part.
That's the park
where I work.
That's where Bruno plays.
Yeah,
I go
MGM.
for Bruno Mars concerts. That's apparently my thing in Vegas. So it's really nice there. It smells good.
He's $50 million in debt. He has to work.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, he plays at the Park MGM, the
Dolby Theater.
Dolby Theater.
Yeah. Man,
the crew's coming soon too.
Yeah. Motley Crue.
Everybody likes to play Vegas. That's what's cool about Vegas. Get to see everybody.
Can you hear me?
There's
You got a video? You got a
I'm not
video?
mic'd. Yeah, I got a video.
Let's play it.
I don't. Can we play?
Wait,
it on the
wait.
screen?
Oh,
Can
sorry,
you guys
Steve.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a bunch going on. Hey, I got to jump in here. Britt texted me. She said she's having tech problems, of course, but please let Gonzo know how much I appreciate his service, time, support, and friendship.
Thank you, Britt. Appreciate it.
Amen.
And our good friend Andreya also messaged. She wanted me to wish you well and hope you're doing well and keep going. I will always support you.
Thank you.
And we've got somebody Peter might know here in a second, but I wanted to include the chat again. I'm way behind, and the people are being very generous. Lisa, hi from the UK. You're all amazing. I loved how all the tubers came. Oh, I think I read that one. Here we go, Peter. Jenna Coswell Hall. Proud of you, Dad. Yeah. Mom and I are watching from LA. Brian, Gonzo, and Andreya, you are all amazing. And Steve. And Estie. And Lisa.
It's free.
Gonzo, love and prayers to your family. Karen is free.
Yep. Karen is free.
That's what matters.
In that person's defense, it's really difficult to type in super chats for some reason, at least on an iPhone. I don't know why. Autocorrect just doesn't work, and it adds these spaces for some reason. And then you got to go in there and tap it, and then backtrack it, and it's just a pain. I wish YouTube would fix that.
You know what's funny is when I'm doing the same thing, texting, it never comes out the correct way because it picks up my accent when I'm texting.
Oh my God.
It's another spoke in the wheel.
Hey, you know what's funny? Bro, you know the game Uno? Yeah. We can't play that at our house.
I can't hear it.
All the green cards are gone.
All the green cards are gone.
They didn't like
See what I had to put up with for 25 years.
I remember sitting down there for the very first time, and you were like, yeah, she picked me up. I was at Home Depot. And I was just like,
well, like Will said, we're two normal dudes.
Yeah.
We keep it 100% real.
Yeah.
We are very real. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what people love about you. Authenticity.
Yeah.
And Steve is dope too, man. Steve always shoots DMs just to say what's up.
Yeah.
You know, I love that.
Hardworking guy.
Oh yeah, I'll jump into your chats and if you're wearing pants.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, if I can, just a quick comment on the chats that I see coming in from British Columbia. I can tell you in the last 2 weeks, I probably met over 100 people from not only different countries, but all across this country. And a lot of them had the story, I'd say, I could tell by their accent or whatever, they're not from the wing. They're not from Boston. They're not sergeants. They're not from around here. And I'd say, gee, when did you fly in? How long have you been in Boston? I flew in this morning on a red eye from California, and I'm here for the day. I just wanted to feel the enthusiasm and the love you guys have for Karen. I'm leaving at 5 o'clock on a plane.
Wow.
Very, very common. Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm super bummed we didn't get out there this time.
There have been so many supporters from around the world, so many supporters donating from around the world. And they would be like, I can't do it on the defense fund. Like, how do I do it? It's like the PayPal, that's the only way that they could. And we knew that they were sending in through PayPal, like from all around the world.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. So we've got love from British Columbia. Peter Murphy said it best from Aja. Watching y'all from the beginning, sending love from Clemson, South Carolina. Gonzo.
No.
One last posit, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was me. I was the one who yelled positive.
You were the one who yelled it, but he would say positive.
Gonzo says, Steve is our friend.
Be nice to him.
Be nice to him.
Here we go.
I'm the angry one. Gonzo is always nice.
Amanda, not Amanda, going above and beyond today. Thank you so much. I love you all, solid, honest people, all of you. I can't even explain my reasons publicly, which is why I donate so much money and buy everything I can.
Amazing.
Thank you that so much. And private info. As a Dedham resident, this trial almost ruined me. Here's some beer and pizza money for your all.
Thank you.
You know,
thank you, private info.
Let me say this. Courage comes in different facets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going through the door,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
When you know something's happening,
Yep.
right? Going to the grocery store at midnight for women, right? It
Yep.
takes courage, right?
Takes courage.
So people on this chat show their courage otherwise, right? With
Right.
support and whatnot. They don't have the courage to stand up for what is right by themselves. So they have the support of people that feel the same way that they do,
Mhm.
and get empowered by other people. So
Right.
the people come together with this in the chats and stuff like that, supporting each other. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It brings everybody even closer together.
Yeah. If you put all the chats together, it would be millions.
Oh, yeah.
Millions of
Yeah.
people all focusing
Yeah.
on and watching.
Well, you guys are saying people from around the world,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah,
From
that's
around the
right.
world.
Yeah, that's why this is the biggest case in the world. It's not the biggest case in America. It's the biggest case in the world right now.
Yeah.
Or it was.
Yeah. And God knows what they're going through, right? I mean, we had a soldier that was going to Russia to fight. Remember her?
Mhm.
And she was sending our support from the battleground.
Yeah. It's
Correct.
crazy how we affect people, which is so cool about one of the reasons we started the channel is Gonzo and I went to people's houses for 22 years. Now we can go into their house via social media and still help.
Yeah.
And affect people's lives and make a difference and educate people.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason we did this.
Yeah.
People helping people.
And
Yeah,
you've
people
done it
help.
well.
People need help, and I hate it when it really pisses me off when you see somebody and they can't fight for themselves and somebody's picking on them or whatever. That pisses me off. So yeah, when I see there's other videos that I'm working on now that I see cops wronging people, and it fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
So Steve and I are going to address that.
Good for you.
Gonzo will be here in spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All 5'5", son.
He's going to phone in once in a while.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
Did you commit to that,
see that
Gonzo?
everybody else feels the same way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like-minded people.
Well,
Man,
there's a lot.
I've been pumping out some wisdom, son.
You have. You're the smartest guy I know. You're the smartest guy I know.
Thank you.
You're the only guy I know.
Thank you.
Right.
Steve, there's a lot of and Brian, everybody here, everybody in the chat. There's a lot more. Estie knows this only too well, being a resident out here. There's a lot more of this onion to peel back. We've got the Karen Reed. We've got obviously more information to seek out as to how and who did the bad deed to John. We've got Sandra Birchmore, which was also a Canton, Massachusetts case.
Yep.
Yep.
The feds have jumped in on that one, made a big arrest.
Yep.
He's
on
They didn't. There's still no state charges for that guy.
There's a lot more. No, and we know why. Nothing good comes out of Norfolk County and Morrissey's office. Nothing.
Yep.
And it isn't gonna. And you got just on
Enrique.
route. Just on route, who, as you probably remember, had 15 rounds shot at him at the hospital in Boston as he held a water pistol that was clear, that to the average person, a Cub Scout would have thought that was not a firearm, and then chased him. He got in a bad car accident. He was mortally wounded. He fell to the ground. A first responder went over and started to render him first aid. She indicated that he actually passed away in her arms, and they unloaded 31 more rounds, and Morrissey said it was a good shoot.
Oh my God.
It's just awful.
Well, and you still have Enrique too, that we have to figure out what's going on with Enrique too. And that's been a silent case, or whatever going on there with Enrique.
Yeah,
I think there's some
10 months
funny
into
stuff
that
there.
case. 10 months into that case, it happened in a law enforcement academy. I hear there's a grand jury impanel, but are you telling me it takes 10 months to investigate what witnesses saw?
No, it doesn't.
What did you know?
It takes a week or two or three.
What did you know? When did you know it, Brian? And what the hell did you do about it? Very fast.
There's a reason it's taking 10 months.
Oh,
There's a
Keska
reason.
said. Yeah.
We all know the reason.
What is it that they don't have cooperating witnesses? They're all cops.
What's
the problem here? What's the problem here? This should be wrapped up in a bow.
Correct. Something's not right. The reason it ain't out is because something ain't right.
Right.
This is what it is. This is what it is. Hey,
Gonzo, you're frozen.
Do the right thing. We support you.
We support you. Do the right thing. We support you.
Which means don't say a goddamn word.
Right, like Dever. So yeah, something's absolutely 100% shady on it, and that's why they're not releasing anything. If this was a normal cadet or a normal recruit, and it was a normal accident, blah blah blah, you know, and they die, they would come forward, they would show everything, boom boom boom. It would actually be very easy, and then they would pay the family. This is taking so long because there's something dirty going on.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Yeah,
They'll tell you other reasons, but those are lies.
Yeah, and usually when it takes this long, it's somebody higher up on the food chain, command staff member, politicians. You know, again, my favorite, fish rots from the head down.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big lawsuit coming too from Enrique's family, right? So they got to prep for that too because they know that's coming.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If I was the family, yeah, I'd be suing. You know, yep. Because
Brian LTL is, yeah, and Brian LTL, he's in contact with the family, and he's been a huge advocate for them, buying billboards out of his own pocket, and yeah. So everybody keep an eye on his channel for any information.
We love Brian. Yeah, Brian's a good dude.
Yeah,
Good,
he's been
good dude. Yep.
He's been really engaged in that and making sure people are not forgetting to keep asking questions like what is going on here.
Correct. Yeah, and then it might come down to all of us always harping on people to keep everything relevant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So
out of mind, out of sight.
Yeah,
right?
got to be the
chirpers,
the squeaky wheel.
Yeah. And I want to say about Just En Route's sister, Jen Route.
Jen's great.
Seeing her in that crowd of hundreds of people with her huge sign that they cannot investigate themselves.
Right.
I mean, the amount of her own money that she's put in to getting justice for her brother, and then the time that she has just spent and then just put herself into this movement too, and was embraced by everyone in this community to help her in her fight. It's been amazing, and we'll continue to help her however we can.
I think you guys touched on it. We have to police ourselves. I mean, I say we're out of it, but the generations coming up behind us, the academies, we have to police ourselves because, you know, you're out there alone, midnight to 8, whatever. Nobody knows what you're doing. If you don't have ethics behind you and a watchful eye and a cop or a shift that says to you, hey, Murph, Brian, that's the wrong thing to do. Don't, you know, I'm going to put you on report. But, you know, your career can end basically overnight if you say the wrong thing to the command staff.
I believe independence, a sense of independence that could be achieved on a mass level. Like basically if the majority of people, instead of feeling so entitled and instead of feeling so dependent on somebody else coming and swooping in and saving the day, took more accountability. If we had a society that felt this way, we would be indestructible. We would be building and we would be creating and we would be it would be a utopia. And nobody seems to understand this because everybody feels like it should be handed to them, you know. But you got to work for it. You got to give for it. You got to contribute to it.
Yep, you're 100% correct, man. The one thing I see, police work is dirty business. It's always been dirty business, but now everybody has cell phones and cams, right? Or cameras on their phone, so everybody can film everything. And now they're seeing it is dirty, and they don't like it's dirty. But it's always been dirty. It always will be dirty. When you're talking about humans telling another human, hey, you can't do that, and he says, F you, and you're the cop, what are you going to do? It's going to get dirty. That's police business.
Yep.
What I see is the nature of this country going to where this made me do that, or this made me do that, or you said Trump's name and that angered me, or I don't have my fucking crayons, or my safe space, or my little, I don't know, whatever, teddy bear to hug. You know, I'm pissed off today. You know what I'm saying? They're not accountable for their own actions.
Exactly. Let me ask the cops on the panel right now. Like, how many criminals do you know that pretty much blame somebody else for whatever crime they committed. It's always somebody else's fault. Like even
It's
if
always
my dad beat me or blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the common denominator: is a lack of accountability and a lack of desire to be self-aware and make
restarting it.
Contribute.
Yep.
This is the core issue with humanity and its problems today, in my opinion.
When adults get caught doing something wrong, they lie even more than kids.
Right.
And I've seen it a million times. I've seen it a million times. Like I have it on. I have a guy who was on video. I watched the video. There's like a 65-year-old man, and he lied right to my face. And I gave him a chance. I said, "Man," and he even swore to God. He's like, "I swear to God, this is what happened." I'm like, "Please don't do that, sir." And yeah, they lie. Nobody can look. If you do something, just accept it. But everybody just wants to pass the buck, and we seem to have a country where everybody just wants to do whatever they want, and they don't have to answer for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you got to ask yourself, Brian, how many people have been improperly, unjustly incarcerated because of people lying in law enforcement or on the stand as a alleged witness?
It should be 0.
Right.
But I don't, honestly, I couldn't answer that, Sarge.
Right.
I can't answer that because
now we saw it in this trial. We saw it in this trial.
I did, but Gonzo and I being sheltered here in Metro with the best of the best. So I didn't know when I saw this. I was actually really surprised. I have to admit, Gonzo and I were really taken back that these guys were that crooked. Am I right, Chief?
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah, we were surprised because again, we spent our whole lives out here in Metro, and we haven't seen corruption like this, and you never will out here.
Right.
So we were really surprised. And of course, that's why we had to jump on and start doing the videos, because we were like, "Holy man, we can't let this go. The cops that are this dirty, we need to expose them."
Right. But I mean, when we saw witnesses in this trial and the trial before perjure themselves, if you had probable cause that they just perjure themselves, why didn't somebody standing there, in a white shirt with handcuffs, come up to them and lock them up and say, "Come on, we're going to put you down in the chiller for a while, and you're going to be arraigned on perjury"?
No, because you know, Sarge, how perjury works. It's hard to prove. It's only a misdemeanor. It takes a lot.
What are you saying? Bring back waterboarding?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, if people just did this, which obviously we're nowhere close to this. You know what I mean? It's if it ever happens, but you wouldn't even need cops. You wouldn't even need a justice system. You know what I mean?
No.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And all it takes is just a little effort to just be like, you know what, man, I'm not going to be an asshole.
Right. Will, listen, so hear me out. They say that the true test of a man, if you really want to know a man's heart, give him power. Don't give him money. Give him power and see how he acts.
Yes, it's true.
And this is what we're seeing across the country. I had all the power in the world. When you're a cop, you feel like Superman. You really do. Gonzo had all the power in the world. So it's how you use that power, right?
Right.
Just like in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So when I'm walking around and I'm out on the streets and I'm helping people, to me, I always had that feeling of I'm here to help everybody. Some cops nowadays, they have the feeling when they go over there, they're like, who can I arrest or who can I get or whatever. It's just your mindset. I was always there to help. Right now, if you wanted to get busy and dance or fight or whatever, that's on you, right? I'm ready for that too. But really, I'm there to help you with your life and make a difference.
The biggest problem with cops is when the badge gets bigger than their chest. That's where the problem happens.
Badge heavy, yeah.
Right, badge heavy, and that's when you run into problems and you treat people badly because you think that badge can deflect everything that comes your way.
You think that badge gives you the right to control everybody. Like we've all seen videos where someone's on the street and the cop goes, they're arguing with the cop and the cop's like, back up. No, I don't have to back up. Yes, you do, because I said so. You're going to get a lot of younger cops, they get in arguments with people because they're not listening to them, because they don't have to listen to them. But they feel just because that badge is there, you have to do everything they say. Everything out of their mouth is a lawful order, and that is not correct. And with the case I'm working on, you'll see we're going to cover a lot of that what you can do and not do if the cops want to come up and talk to you or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they are violating people's rights like a mother.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain. I'm going to make it so easy for everyone. This is exactly what you can say in the future video.
Yeah, and it's all
tuning into
lawful.
that.
It's all legal. You know, it's everything that you should be able to say without getting in trouble. If you have a cop that understands his position.
And right, and he wants to follow the Constitution.
Yep.
Because we have rights. A lot of cops think if they just walk up to you, they can say whatever they want to you and grab you, talk to you. That's not the way it works. So, and we need to explain that.
That'll be very important to put out there for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also,
I got to jump off because I'm starving and I got to take care of a couple of things. But Gonzo, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. Stay in touch, will you?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
for
DM
sure.
Steve your numbers, Will.
I will do that. And
Guys,
guys, Sergeant Murphy, Steve, Brian, Estie, Lacey, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed myself. I had a great time.
Hey, Claire.
Will, stay in
remember this, Claire. There's good things planned for you, buddy. Keep up the fight.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, and you as well. I'm so grateful to just even know all you guys. So
yeah.
Stay in touch. I will DM you my number, Steve.
Yeah, Will, I'll be in touch.
You're coming on.
All right. See you later, guys.
We'll talk
soon.
So what's next? Are we gonna watch a video or what?
I made a video. Nobody wants to watch the video. We're talking to people that want to say goodbye to you.
we need to grab the tissues again.
No. It's just a little clips that he put together from the last case.
Well, because a lot of people were saying, hey, somebody was breaking my balls. They're like, oh, typical LV cops, you guys are late. You're not going to put out a video for the verdict. Always late. And I was like, okay, we'll put out a video. So
we might put something. We might. We'll see what happens.
There were so many people doing videos.
Who put them in charge of you?
No, I just look at it this way. Like I'm letting everybody, I just kind of take the back seat, let everybody do their videos and do the verdict and all that. And I knew we were going to do a goodbye video with Gonzo. So I was like, dude, we're going to do it in a little bit, so relax.
Okay. So
it's just some fun stuff from the
So do we want to watch that with everybody? I do want to get through a few supers.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Whatever,
Let me throw these out there. We all
flying
know
by the seat of our pants.
Let's go.
Ex-cop would like to say, I need to say this so people who will understand tail light fragments do not migrate into front yards from the point of impact in the road.
That is 100% correct.
Magical tail lights.
Especially 47 pieces in one location. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. 46 pieces of bullshit. Bullshit.
Those microscopic pieces.
And they went through the little holes in his arm and they cut them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see the math behind
Yeah,
it.
you fucking believe that? I got a so
Brian, did your mic die again? I can barely hear you.
it's probably fucking
Cozy up with Gonzo. Glenn
problem there.
Trial number 2 has been 4.2 million from the DA's office to date. More bills are coming. This does not include MSP costs.
Wow.
Insane. Whoops. I'm going crazy here. Kimberly Clark. My dad is a lieutenant for the Washington State Patrol and retired to Las Vegas. We did work
Nice.
together, and he said from the jump, this investigation, dishonest and dishonorable. We're so grateful for the good cops perspective.
Yeah, the big word there is dishonorable.
No. Now Gonzo's gone. Sorry, that was my fault. His mic is through Brian. Go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, I was saying I watched a little thing on Proctor where he was tearing up when he said he had to turn over his uniform. I get that. You work so hard to earn that badge, to earn that uniform. But for him to get teary-eyed for the job that he did, I was like, really, guy?
He gave it away.
He gave it away.
He gave his honor and his integrity.
That's the only thing you can give away is your integrity, right?
He gave it all away.
Nobody can take your integrity. You can sure as hell give it away. And that's exactly what he did.
He gave it away, and I don't feel sorry for him one fucking
Not
bit.
one bit.
Not one bit. You
Where's
gave
the
it away, sir.
accountability? You're not showing anybody that. Yeah.
Nobody was pointing a gun at your head when you sent all those texts.
Right.
Nobody was pointing a gun at your head saying, don't go to the scene of a dead officer where you're the lead investigator. I mean, come on. He did every single thing wrong that you could. He did it. I don't feel bad for him at all.
Not one bit.
No, you can push a broom in a high school somewhere. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to what you just said, Brian. You give a man power and see what he does.
Right.
Yep.
I think he might be overqualified at this point to, or not qualified enough to push a broom. I don't think anyone wants him.
But you can't leave him on his own. He'll plant evidence.
He's going to be a yeaster because he needs that dough.
He does need that dough. I love. You know what I loved? I loved when Buchanan, I loved it when Buchanan goes. When Jackson goes, "Hey, Buchanan, how come you're saying that? Why won't you say Proctor's the leading investigator?" And he goes, "Well," and Jackson goes, "What number do I need to get to for him to be the lead investigator?" He goes, "Well, because he didn't do over 51%."
51%.
And then there was 16 pieces of paper only, and all 16 had Proctor's name on it. I'm like, dude, he did 100% of that investigation.
Yep.
But I just thought that was so stupid and silly. He didn't do 51%.
Yep.
Gonzo, Carla wishes you thank you, and you will be missed.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Gonzo will be missed. Yes.
And Amanda is going above and beyond today.
Don't take the flag.
Please don't take the flag down ever.
Yeah.
We're going to make some changes, but there's going to be, we're still cops.
Sergeant Murphy. Estie, you are a gem.
Yeah.
We met at Eden's first trivia night. I sent the other super chat before you and Lacey joined. Love all the boots on the ground and passionate voices on the web.
Thank you.
Jenna Coswell.
You met her, Estie.
You met her? That's your daughter.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they started out.
You did a good job. You did a good job, Daddy.
Thank you. She and my son started out saying, "Dad, why don't you did this work for 30 years? Why don't you just chill and watch the justice system work?" I said, "You can't. The justice system is the problem."
Yep.
And she's been in it. She sets her alarm for 6 o'clock out there because it's 9 o'clock court time here. I don't think she's missed one blog, not one stream. She has this. Believe me.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you for all of just doing what you can do with what you had and the time and the energy. That's all that we could really ask for. And you had an amazing father. And
thank you, Estie.
no, I can't cry again.
Estie, you're right when you're saying it takes a lot of energy. It really does. It takes physical and a lot of mental energy, because you're fighting within yourself to say, how can they charge you with this when it doesn't make any sense? You have the inner turmoil of what's right from the cop's perspective, right?
Yeah.
And then what's right from a normal civilian, right? And you're thinking, how is this even happening? Yeah. So you got that fight in you, like, what the fuck's going on? So it wears you down. Definitely takes a lot of energy. You're right, Estie.
Yep. And some people take the easy way out. Some people are like, I don't know what to do. This isn't about me, or it's not my family. And so they don't say anything, or they don't support, or they don't speak up. And so all these people, the people in the chat, the people around the world that have, I mean,
that could very easily be you.
It could be your family.
Could be anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't look at it. I look at it this way, Karen. I look at her as like she's family. She's an innocent woman who's getting framed by cops who might go to jail. We need to get her out. And that could be anybody at any time. That could be me. That could be Gonzo. You go to Canton, shit, you're fair game. So you got to do something.
Should I get arrested? I might get deported.
I'll just run.
My God.
You'll never catch me. I said my knees might give out. Oh, I guess I'm.
Remember he had to chase a person on a moped, or not a moped, a wheelchair. They got away from Gonzo. Wasn't that Gonzo, or was that you, Brian?
I plead the fifth.
It was him.
I plead the fifth. Those mopeds are fast. Those mopeds are fast, and these little legs can only go so far. I'm not a marathon runner, son.
Like we always say, if you can't catch him within the first 20 feet,
forget it.
Fuck it. You're gone.
Forget it.
And I can't get you the first 20 feet. See you.
Thanks anyways.
Yeah, you win. You're faster than me. Congratulations.
You beat a lot today.
Bye. I'll see you next time, okay? Okay.
Can I confess something?
Estie,
you ran from the cops?
Go ahead.
Okay. So speaking of running, and police. Okay, I was never a saint, okay? We all probably had our moments. So I was in high school and we were doing a little drinking party outside, and the cops ended up showing up, but they couldn't catch me.
Yeah,
They couldn't catch me.
Because you ran.
I ran so fast like I've never run in my life, and I never even looked back.
Yeah.
And I could feel them. I could feel their
You
feet
just
behind
ran.
me. And I just booked it. And I hid in a bush.
There you go. There you go. And you know what the cops were doing when they were chasing you guys? They were probably laughing, going,
Yeah.
Yep. See you guys.
Yep. Probably.
Call us handled.
Yeah.
Right.
Calls handled. They're all H, which means
Party's broken up.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah. They did their. They
I believe that from.
It's funny watching
believe
everybody
that.
just scatter.
I never ran from the cops or anyone because I would have been caught immediately.
She's too slow.
I run worse than Phoebe in Friends.
Oh boy. Oh jeez. Okay.
It's like a combination of Phoebe and then what's her face from Seinfeld dancing.
That's what I was gonna say. Elaine from Seinfeld.
Elaine.
Dancing.
I kept wanting to say Luann. Seinfeld is like my favorite show, and it's the best. It's the best of the best. Yeah. So I love that about Estie. I love that she shared that. Major respect.
We've all run from the cops.
Yeah. That's why when they're done that, like, yeah, I got a lot out of my system when I was younger, and
we all do. Yep. That's what you're supposed to do. And as you grow up, you realize jail's not fun.
Our brain isn't formed yet. You know, like you have that excuse.
Right.
Well, I think I have an Estie. I think I have an Estie story, Estie. You want to listen to this one?
Oh, it was Peter Murphy that was chasing you, girl.
Don't worry about it.
Behind you.
I'm going to let her run with it. So let's revisit a standout at the Beacon Hill Mara Healy's office one day. And I think you were up on top watching what was going on, and you saw something develop down on the Boston Common. Do you want to shed some light on that?
Yep. All of a sudden, so yeah, I'm up there on the top of the steps, just doing my thing, the free care and read thing, and I see a guy running, and then 2 police officers running behind him, and I immediately needed to let everybody know, but the words wouldn't come out. I'm going, guys, wait, get him. And immediately I just dropped everything I had in my hands, and I just started running after him too. I'm like, get him, everybody. And everybody thought they took my purse. And so everybody wanted to start helping me, but I was like, no. And the escape cop was babysitting us. So I started yelling at him to say, get him. And he did. He got out of his car, he grabbed that fucker, and body slammed him to the ground.
Attaboy.
Yep. So he got his money's worth that day. He didn't have to do anything with us, but he got the guy.
There you go.
No, we couldn't run. We couldn't run away from the cops in my town because everybody knew everybody. You know.
Yeah.
My coach were the 2. We had 3 cops in my town, and 2 of them were my coaches in baseball.
Oh yeah,
so you couldn't run from nowhere.
I knew you were slow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I was fast. I was like
you
a
were
bullet.
fast, yeah.
I was a bullet. You know, let me say this. I might get in trouble for saying this, right? But listen, I had to do some yard work, right?
Okay.
A lot of work in my backyard, and me being Hispanic, what do? I go to Home Depot, right? Of course. I'm going to hire some of my people to help me out, right?
People, dog.
So I drive by, and they're like looking at me, and they're doing this, right? But I go back about 100 yards, right? And I hold 2 fingers up. The 2 fastest guys that get to me are the ones that I'm taking, because you know why? I know they're going to work fast and hard. That's how you pick up good workers.
Oh, hear that? Hold up, 2. I need 2. The rest of you die. You'll see them run fast.
They get there, man. They did the job quick. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your help.
Oh boy.
Well, we got a beautiful people from Canada. Wish. So this one, I heard Peggy was seen at Jen's after the verdict. Shame. Well,
Yeah.
she doesn't think that they're involved.
Hmm.
Howie Carr is offering $5 million reward if lawyers in Boston now feds approve.
Really?
Can't make that out. I don't know anything about that.
There is, Steve. There is a there's pretty solid information that there is a $5 million reward out for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the people responsible for the death of John O'Keefe. And I believe
that he turned.
I believe you've heard that, Estie, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I believe
Yep.
I'm not gonna spill the beans, but I believe that there is going to be possibly a show that's going to unveil the actual creator of that bounty very soon. So stay tuned. For that.
5 million? You count me in.
Wow.
We're going to Boston, boy. We're going to hook some
There you
people up.
go.
That much money.
5 million, I'm in. I'll hunt
Yeah.
them
So
down.
let me guys ask you this: what do you think's next for Karen Reed? Is it going to be a book or is it going to be a miniseries?
His Nathan said a book could be in the works.
Wow.
For that Karen would write. I'm sorry. I was reading. Okay. I would read that book.
Everybody would.
Yes.
Yeah. Or a movie or a TV, series.
Yeah.
Peter, I would like to contact you about the guy. He's going to go on someone's show. Is that what you're saying?
Allegedly, yeah. There's people. There's bloggers that have come to me that they are prospecting to get him on their show. So as I sit here now and talk to you, I don't know if that commitment is going to be fulfilled, but we can talk. Yeah.
5 million, dude. 5 million. That's good. That's going to send a lot of new leads.
I already know who did it. We just got to prove it.
I've corresponded with him through email as well, and I haven't
Peter.
been able to figure out if he's for real or not.
Peter, 5
Yes,
mil,
sir.
bro. We got 2.5 each. Okay, we're gonna bring back waterboarding and tell them within a day we'll have a confession.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay?
I'll
I just need a couple of guys in a van.
take the red eye tonight. I'll see you at 6 in the morning at Logan.
Okay.
All right.
Just kidding, people. But seriously,
Well, here's your flight money, Brian. We got Amanda, not Amanda, back.
there you go.
She says
That's my-
your LVCopsTV merchandise has been delivered.
nice.
Amanda, not Amanda. You are amazing.
She is. Thank you.
Seriously.
In a heartbeat.
I'm gonna get my 5 million. I'm gonna get that money.
Gotta get the money.
I'm gonna get that money.
You got to find your 3 a.m. guys. Remember, like Ben Affleck? Hey,
Yeah.
we got some guys. And what was that
He
line?
says, I need you to guys come with me. We're gonna hurt people, and you can't ask me why, and we can never talk about it. And he goes, "Whose car are we gonna take?"
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody needs some buddies like that.
Yep.
Gonzo, we got a super from Jay Coop. She says, beautiful people, all of you except Gonzo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gorgeous.
God,
You guys are
man.
just beautiful. I'm
You're
gorgeous.
You're above all of
Yes.
us.
Say that
like-
proud, Gonzo.
You're like a
Proud and
supermodel.
proud.
If I had hair, I'd flick it like Estie.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
hey, got,
like,
I got
we're like the
another
Boulder
message.
Highway Ken. You're like the beautiful Barbie. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Boulder Highway is a shitty area in Vegas, in case people don't know that. Part of it.
I got a message. Auntie Deb was going to join us, but woke up today sick as a freaking dog.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, okay.
Is watching,
Yeah.
so please wish Gonzo the. Oh, look at the shirt.
Pop Daddy!
Yo!
Auntie Deb, I hope you feel better. You take care of yourself.
I
Cop
heard the dryer
daddies.
go off, and I was like, I have to make a
Our number
run.
one selling shirt. Number one selling shirt.
Thank you, Kendall, for designing that shirt.
Yep, Kendall, thank you.
Yes. Oh, Kendall, is that your daughter in the chat, Gonzo?
You with the Japanese name? Yeah.
She wants pizza. I saw like
Pizza.
30 minutes ago she wants you to send her money for pizza, and
Right.
this is like a 30-minute late.
Yes. Uber Eats.
message.
Hey, you guys
That's
deliver to
what we-
Japan? No problem. I got you.
I'll send her some money in a minute. My phone's right there.
Estie, I sent you something in the private chat, just so you know. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. That's brilliant. Like, I love your daughter for doing that.
Yeah. The bank of
That's
that is always
I
open.
hope someone
And she-
reads this. And I was like, I got you, girl.
That's so funny.
Bank of Dad never closes.
Yeah. Damn.
Like a
Well,
ATM machine.
Auntie Deb wish Gonzo the best for me. You guys were a great team, and I've watched your reaction to Dever about 500 times.
Oh, Dever. Roll my eyes. Oh, Dever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Were you
She
in
single
court,
head.
Estie?
yes, I was.
Maybe I'll
And oh God.
throw a video of
Hmm?
just maybe your reactions
Yeah.
and just throw it up just for fun.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, when you walk in that courtroom, you have to leave your soul at the door. And that's what I had. Like, I wanted to make sure that every guest that was brought in was made aware, like, turn those phones off. Even if it's not on mute, you might need to just turn it off just to be safe. No gum, no talking. I eventually had a piece of paper and a pen to do notes, but when Dever was on, it was so hard to keep my face from making expressions. Thank you, Botox. And I even told my Botox injector, I said, girl, I'm going to be in the courtroom. You got to freeze me because I'm going to get in trouble. So, but yeah, for Dever, but when she said those three letters, FBI, Evan and I, the intern Evan, we both just looked at each other and was like, and yeah.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, we both knew. We were like, either the door's open or it's not, but either way, those jurors heard FBI.
She was a good she was fun to do.
Yeah, she was fun.
She was fun to do. Yeah, she was a cop. So as soon as she started testifying, I talked to Steve and I said, hey, we got to review her because this is good. She was a mess. She was a mess with her whole false memory.
I'm telling you.
I've never heard somebody say that in my entire life. I've never heard anybody. That's the first time at 54 years old. First time I've ever heard somebody say that.
Memory.
A false memory.
I've heard of false positives. You know, with all the 15 girls that showed me the false positive pregnancy tests.
Okay, well, you got false positive. Yeah, that. But she the fact that she had the balls to sit up there and say what she did.
You know.
Yeah. Her
Let
attitude.
me say this. I'll say this, Estie. For you to hold your demeanor and your calm, Brian and I couldn't do that.
No.
You know, some of those things that they were saying, we'd be like, horse shit.
And I can't. My facial expressions, I can't control it. So if she says some bullshit, I'm gonna be like, what? You know, I would get thrown out of court in the first 10 minutes. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to process all of it because I didn't even know about this witness, just like everybody else. And I was curious to hear, like, how did this all go about? What she really did say to the defense? And it was just, yeah.
You know, she can never testify. She can't testify ever again as a cop. She ruined it. She ruined herself.
When she came into, like, I was in the hallway to welcome some of the witnesses, and I could get a vibe off of her from the other ones that she did not want to be there. Like, she wouldn't even really look at me. When I first got introduced to her, it was actually the paralegal, Hank's paralegal, that brought her to me on the bench. She came up to me and said, oh, I think this is one of your witnesses. And I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, I found her in the DA's office. I was like, oh, like, why did she go in the DA's office when you know you're a defense and subpoenaed by the defense?
Wow.
That to me, yeah, I had to immediately tell the team that. I was like, why?
Making herself at home.
What could have transpired in that office that we don't know about?
Yeah, it's called prepping. It's called prepping.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So something might have been happening in there, and then she brought her to me, and then she wouldn't sit, and I was like, I got up off the bench and was like, here, you can go ahead and sit, and she wasn't like, oh, thank you. It was, okay, fine. And she went and sat.
Yeah, you could tell. You saw when she dissed Bev. Auntie Bev said good morning, and she didn't even look at her. And Bev's face, I watched Bev's face. She was like, I'll give her that. I'll say it again. And then she looked, and when they looked at her, she goes, good morning. And she goes, morning. But she totally dissed her out there, and I think honestly, I think she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you could hear it plain as day. I think she dissed her on purpose, as in like, "F you, I don't want to be here." Say it.
I don't even know why I'm here.
Yeah, say it again. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I don't know
Like,
why I'm here. I don't know who you are. I wasn't there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
chill, girl.
Yep.
How
And now
about-
she can never testify. Now, as a cop, you get
Yeah, but what's-
blacklisted, right? You can't testify in court because you're
Good witness, bad witness.
Yeah, you're a good witness, bad witness. You're a bad witness. You can't be truthful. So now they can, as a cop, she's gonna spend the rest of her life as a cop and never testify in court.
Right. She's going to spend the rest of her life as a cop amongst her peers, amongst her other officers, with
You
them
know what she's
knowing
gonna
what
do?
she's done.
Parking tickets. She's gonna write parking tickets. That's
Yeah,
what
she's gonna spend the rest of her life making $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and she's gonna do nothing.
You know what? You know what though?
She started making that.
And she'll be
She 100% showed who she is as a cop,
Yeah.
and as a person too. I'm willing to bet she's the exact same way as a person on the street. Like
you
that.
saw when she answered, when they said, when Jackson said something to her, the effect of, where you were going to leave until they found Officer O'Keefe. And then, obviously you wanted to stay. She goes, no, I was going to go, but I was on overtime. She don't give a shit about anybody.
Me, myself, and I.
She don't care about the citizens. She became a cop probably to get a husband or whatever, or to meet a cop and get paid and get a pension.
And she's getting paid.
And
Dude.
there's a lot of people that are cops. I hate to say it. There's a lot that are like that nowadays. They just give me my money and leave me alone.
They're called 2-week cops. They just work for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
get paid.
She's
And-
not honoring that badge properly.
Yeah. In the Boston, they have a policy, and it is that you need to be a resident of Boston for at least a year, and then you need to take the course, and then you need to pass that course, and then you get hired.
Yes,
So
Patty.
how did that all happen like so quickly? And then she gets paid 3 figures, and then she gets the day shift, and
Yeah, a 3-year cop making $150,000 a year is pathetic.
yeah,
That's utterly ridiculous. When I hired on, I was making $36,000. After 3 years, I was probably making $38,000, $40,000.
Yeah.
Even at 22 years on, my base after 22 years, mind you, was $100,000. After
Yep.
22 years, this girl's making it 3 years, $150,000. So back east, you guys are paying your cops way too much money for those little towns. I don't get it at all. I should go back to.
Especially for the quality of work.
I'll go be a cop in Canton for fucking $200,000 a year. Shit.
Yep.
Do nothing.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I would do something.
We're all
Nan's
cops. We
in the
feel.
chat, y'all.
Who?
Yeah, guys, I invited Nan. She couldn't make it because she had another commitment. But Nan is real popular in this community because she does a lot. She's very generous.
I love her. I love her and her soul.
There's a fax machine going off next. But she said the big super. She said, "Thank you, Gonzo, for your insightful commentary on this case." And Brian, also a heartfelt hello to Estie and Peter. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so very much. My goodness. My
Come on.
goodness.
Thank you so much for being in the
How you
chat.
feeling the love?
What a day, dude. I feel like I'm a beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of special.
Feel the love.
Kind of special.
Yeah. Man. I need to come clean.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with a rare disease,
Okay.
and it's called shortinitis.
I hate that.
I'm going to Korea to get my legs extended.
Nice. Nice.
That's,
Nice.
that's
I
why
love it.
that's
I
why I'm
love it.
leaving.
Shall we
That's why I'm
fundraise
leaving.
for that? How much is that
Next
going to cost?
Next time you see me, I'll be 6'2", son.
6'2".
Real personal.
Fundraiser.
You got to get the adamantium or
really do
what,
that.
vibranium?
Well, close. Bamboo sticks.
Bamboo sticks is even better. Seeing you walk like Lieutenant Dan with your magical legs. Bamboo sticks. I would pay to see that.
Shortinitis. Dude. Look it up. Look it up. Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Google that shit.
Google. I got another message for you, Gonzo.
Your daughter.
You know what they say? You don't know what you got till it's gone. And now that Gonzo is almost Gonzo, the love is coming out. Attorney Melanie Little, she was hoping to be able to make it, and unfortunately she's not made it, but she did send a message.
But she
And,
send me.
Yeah, sorry, I can't read very well. She said, please send Gonzo my best in all of his future endeavors and thank him for all of the dedication that he and Brian had in getting this story out.
I bought her a drink. I bought her a drink at the Cam Reed party.
Hey.
What happened?
You're married.
There was a big line. I gave her a drink, and then she did her business.
She did her business.
She did her
That
business.
was a great. I just remember sitting with her and Nurse Kim.
Yeah.
That was a blast. And I shared the cake with Nurse Kim. What?
Yeah.
Where is she? She ignored me. I'm gonna have to yell at her.
They were passing around the Cop Daddy shirt.
Yeah.
Trying to steal it.
Yeah.
Whose was it? I forget whose it was.
It was Karen Reed.
Was it Karen's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nurse Kim got Karen's shirt.
Yep.
But then we rectified that, yeah?
Yeah.
What? Karen has our shirt officially.
Nurse Deb, thanks for giving us Massachusetts Peeps views from good cops. Gonzo, it's a difficult but rewarding journey caring for your parents. Bless you.
Yep.
Much love from Life According to Martin and Great Britain. Does Brian Albert have a reputation as a bully?
Yep.
I guess so, yeah.
Heard it from so many people.
Thank you, Wendy. Just his expression as a bully.
I don't like the guy.
Ooh,
Boston's finest. So that was his show, Boston's finest.
What did they say in Mortal Kombat? Yeah,
Finish him.
Even people in Brian Albert's type of stature and position can sustain power.
Yeah.
He is a bully, and people are scared of him. I don't know why. I don't see why, but people back there are.
Well, he's not a Canton cop, so he couldn't go outside and assist in his underwear.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm a Boston police officer, so when I walk out of Boston and I'm out of that state, nothing works for. Yeah, I don't do anything. Like
outside of my jurisdiction. Sorry, guy dying in my property.
Yeah.
Like he had 2 years to come up with that, and that's what he came up with. 3 years to come up with this excuse.
But he also said that the cops were in his house.
Mm-hmm.
During the family meeting.
What do you guys make of the whole like well, he lived next to a train track, so he probably just didn't hear any of this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely kidding me? Like, that is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. And if you are hitching your like right fighting methods to that, Jesus, take the wheel, because that is atrocious.
I'll say this. Every police officer in the world, if they were to see him say, I didn't go out there because I didn't hear it, he lost all credibility with every cop in the world. Because I'm telling you, me as a cop, I hear a siren down the street from me, I'm out looking, right?
Yep.
And it's a human nature to look, right? You got the nosy neighbors, man. Mm-hmm. They're out there peeking as well.
I turn on my scanner on my phone and I go out and look, and I'm like,
yeah,
what's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up? Can I help out? Can I help out? Anything I can do to help out?
They all know me. They know me.
You know, that's what Albert should have done. Anything I can do to help.
You talk about helping your case.
Yeah. And then he helped, but he helped himself.
Yep.
Nimrod.
You know, so, and the fact that he's saying, would you want me to run out there in my underwear to help John? Yeah. It's exactly what I expected you to do.
You know why he said he was
you know
why he said he was in his underwear? Because he was taking all the bloody clothes off.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Put on some fucking gym shorts and get out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things he could have done.
Do that.
How about this? How about you do anything?
Right.
Anything. Oh, you did nothing, guys. Anything.
Nothing.
You could have done anything, but you chose to do nothing for a fellow
You
officer.
stayed in your comfortable, warm bed and did nothing.
Right. And as Jen would say, it was they were in shock and horror.
Shock and horror.
And it was her dear friend that was dying in the yard. Bullshit. 100% bullshit.
Bullshit.
Because you don't call 911 and say, yeah, there's a guy in the yard.
Yep.
Just a guy.
Who is
That's
he?
your
I don't
best
know. Just some
friend.
guy. Yeah, he's my
Right.
best friend. I love him, and I'm in shock and horror, but he's some dead dude.
Just
Like,
a
that's
dead
bullshit.
guy on the lawn.
We all know you say officer down, and the
Yep.
whole world comes, and that's why they didn't say officer down. Trust me.
They wanted to control the environment.
They wanted to control the environment because they were the new guy. Remember the new rookie? He was like, "Oh, did you show up?"
Seraph Mulaney?
No, not Seraph Mulaney, the young kid with the blonde hair. And he goes, "Well, no, they told me the lieutenant said I don't want you to go there. Stay here and monitor the radio." See, they're controlling who comes in and who comes out, or who gets to the scene.
That's why No Gay Higgins went to the fucking police station.
Yeah, and when Higgins, a part of the interview, or not Higgins, Albert, part of the interview, he says, "You know how many people it would take to have to cover this up? There'd be like 50 people." No, there wouldn't. There would be about 6 to 10.
Yeah, handful.
And in a small town, he's like, "That's impossible." No, it's not. It's actually very simple because you guys are doing it.
Yep. Exactly.
I think I told you guys.
Exactly.
You and Gonzo, when Steve and Doug were out in Canton that time, I think I mentioned to you that I had done. I had given the local paper in town a editorial, and I said, had I been in charge, any real cop in charge, they would have suspended the command staff within 12 hours of that investigation because it was not an investigation. And you and I, we all agreed, said they did such a non-job, it had to be intentional.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. They either
100%.
so stupid or they did it on purpose.
Yeah, there was too many coincidences.
There's no way that many cops could be that stupid.
Right.
No way. So that tells us there's only one reason. You did it on purpose.
Well, we did see Trooper Paul on stand, so they could be little.
All right. Oh, so there are some stupid people. All right. I digress. There are some idiots. But he was trying.
I still have to believe, and you guys probably have it too in your craw, that a lot of phone calls got generated soon after the incident. So by maybe 1:45, 1 o'clock in that morning, I got to believe a lot of phone calls went out. And I said, I advocated from the beginning, and I had many, many arguments with some on-duty police officers still active, that the command staff should have been suspended and put on administrative leave for their non-action in their non-investigations, and that they should have petitioned and perhaps been granted getting a lot of the phones, or even asking the patrol force, "Hey, turn your phones in. Can we look in your phones? You got nothing to hide, right? Can we look at them?"
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that made the decision to disallow getting phones in, critical phones from critical players and bad actors in this case? We know who it was, and I got to believe the feds got those phones.
Boy, I would hope so.
Yep.
I hope so.
Yep. You can see my glass is more than half full when I talk about bringing the feds in. And I know.
I hope you're right. I hope you're 100% right. Trust me. I hope you guys are all right. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Blessed asked me a question about Karen's civil. I think it was her civil suit, and what I can't scroll back up to what it was, but to that I'll say I do know that one of Johnny Depp's lawyers that helped with his wants to help with hers.
Wow.
She does already have a civil attorney, and he was there during deliberations with us. But there's
Awesome. Yeah.
I loved his trial.
That's a good point, Estie. Can we give the defense a little golf clap for how well they did? Oh my goodness.
Yes, and the interns.
And the interns, absolutely. I mean, you talk about the glue that holds everything together, right?
Yeah.
The amount of, well, let me say this. Karen Reed was an attorney as well.
Yes, she was.
That's right.
She was an attorney as well because she knew every aspect of every piece of paper that came in via either fax machine or email or even text.
She's smart.
She knew that case like the back of her hand. And you would see Jackson refer to her for information.
Yep.
That's how well she knew her case.
Yeah.
Yep. And
she's a smart girl.
There's one part I witnessed during the trial, and it was when Hank brought up the T-shirt and asked Wolf about the holes in the back. And Dr. Wolf, sorry, that doctor is important. And Karen immediately went on her computer and brought that up to look at it and let her attorneys know, no, those holes were made by the forensic pathologist. And
Maybe they cut it.
yeah, she's the one that brought that up, and she's the one that said you need to bring this up and correct this. This is wrong.
Yep.
And
And
Hank
she's
had to
done
apologize.
a lot of things. Yes.
And that's why, remember Karen Rudy was getting a lot of grief because she was doing a lot of media, right?
Yeah.
And they were saying, how can Jackson allow it? Well, she knew what she could say and she knew what she couldn't say. So Jackson said, hey, you know what? Run with it, right? And that's exactly what she did. So I praise her for being out there on the media, pleading for her life.
I look at it completely opposite. I look at it as don't say a word until it's completely done. Because notice how Hank went after everything she said, right? That was part of his closing. He went right to her interviews. So to me, I would say don't say anything until it's completely said and done. Then when you have victory, boom, now you do all your interviews.
Well,
but either way.
I agree to disagree, my boy.
Absolutely. There is no right or wrong. It's just all opinion.
About this comment, Stephen Gonzo, I broke the snooze or this information to you on your visit to Canton that morning. The report of a radio transmission on the GPW radio system, right?
Yep.
And report of a pedestrian struck on Fivvy Road. That was at 0400 hours. And then the follow-up to that, the sequel to that, a couple of days later was no police, no fire ever dispatched, no EMS. To the boss of the landscape company or the secondary plow company, hey, whatever happened to that radio transmission? And what was the story on that? And the comment allegedly was, you don't talk about it, you never heard it, and if you do, you're fired. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, what I'm leading everybody to is there was a plan in place, just like I said, those phone calls made before 1 that morning. There was a plan in place that the plow driver was going to take the fall for that. That death.
Yeah, possibly. Yep. But he didn't.
Well, no, there wasn't enough snow to make it look like a drift, so they had to go with Plan B, which we know what that was.
Yeah, every time I see the video when them arriving, it doesn't look like there's really much snow on the ground. But then when they're walking around,
you can see it.
You can see it. So I don't. Maybe it's just something messing with my eyes because it doesn't.
Well, we're looking at it 2D, right? We're not there. 3D is.
It just I can see the green.
Right.
Because I remember Karen saying that it was was he covered in snow, like a lump of snow? But I didn't think it was snowing that hard at that time. But it could be me, probably.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion and recollection and expertise of snow plowing is that at 6:06 there was not a great deal of snow. There might have been 2 or 3 inches, but then we were getting snow accumulations of 2 to 4 inches an hour. So you know, do the math on that. By the time Gallagher got there and he had to go there and he had to get this and to get that, there could have been another 4 or 5 inches.
At least
that you saw under their feet and around their boots as they traipsed through the crime scene.
But didn't they say when they first got there it was enough to
track a cat?
To track a cat.
To track a cat. Yeah.
That's not a lot.
No, that ain't a lot. Nope.
No, I mean,
unless you're tracking like a puma or a saber-tooth tiger, something like that.
Get a lion.
Yeah.
Tiger. That's a cat. That's a cat.
Well, Lucky was really lucky. Yes.
Lucky boy.
Jump off, guys, though. As much as I said to my family I'd be all about them after, I gotta get back. But Gonzo, man, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything that you have done for this community and everything that you've given, your time and energy. It's just, you've been a piece to this whole community puzzle that we've needed, and it has been so amazing and appreciated. And I don't want to cry again, but I love you and thank you. And whatever your future holds, I know it's going to be great because you have a great heart.
Yeah, thank you so much, Estie. I appreciate it. You know, the job is a job, right? You go into it every day the same way, right? Go do some good, right? And everybody, you, Estie, Lacey, everybody that's in this community always is doing the right thing, right? Mm-hmm. Do the right thing when nobody's looking.
That's right.
And that's what you have to do to make a difference in this world, because we are the lights and it's getting dark. Yeah. We have to keep that light bright. So let's keep charging forward, do what we do, and do the right thing when nobody's looking. Estie, thank you so much for your comments, and thank you so much for laughing at my jokes. I appreciate it.
You're a funny guy. Can't help it.
More to come. More to come.
He started his
All
own
right.
comedy channel.
Yeah, thank you, Estie. Appreciate it.
All
Have a
right.
great
Love
day.
you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll be appearing at Dolby Live on the
Yep.
weekends.
Love you. Bye. Wow. Well, Lacey, how you going to follow that up?
You guys want me to leave?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
He said, let the butt kissing begin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out.
Oh, shit. She
Oh my God. I was like,
See, you give a guy a little bit of power.
that's so funny.
Why did you have to say little?
Aw.
You give a guy a fun size amount of power.
There you go. Fun size power.
It was so weird that I got this notification. Long story short, I had my husband Frank live tweeting during my show on Thursday, and after I finished up my show, he came and handed me my phone. He's like, the dudes in Vegas, they're stopping their show, and they asked if you wanted to be a part of a stream on Saturday. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I love those guys. But I had just spoken to someone about planning to come out soon and doing another episode now that I know how to handle StreamYard and all of my tech, and everything is pretty easy going on my end. I was figuring that we could reschedule something. So now I will definitely insist on taking you guys to dinner. And yeah, hopefully we can meet up that way. And if Steve and Brian are still doing the show, I would love to have them on the show. And Gonzo, you're always welcome.
Bring your checkbook. That's all I have to say.
Okay. That's fair.
It'll be an expensive meal.
That's fair. I'll take you to the nicest place on the strip. I know locals don't like to go on the strip, but I'll take you on the strip. I don't have a car, and I don't look like you.
Nah, don't worry about cars because the casinos look like they're just right around the corner. In reality, they're like 5 miles away.
Oh yeah, the next day you have these huge blisters from thinking the wind was just like down the street.
I can see
Oh
it. It's
my
right there.
God.
Good luck with that, sir. It's only a 5-mile walk in 110.
Enjoy making that butt butter.
You'll make it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a video.
Watching the video? Okay.
No.
Aw.
Are you snorting in that picture?
It looks like it. My nose is definitely wrinkled.
What happened to Peter?
Hear me all right?
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, you got a background now.
Hello?
So yeah, we got you, Peter.
Yeah, I don't know. It clicked out. It said reload again. I don't know what happened. I didn't touch a thing. I don't think so, but I'll take the blame.
Hey, I'm wearing that same shirt.
There we go. Am I back? Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
You left too? Everybody's leaving?
There's Lacey right there.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know.
People are, Melissa just said people are panicking in the chat. What's happening?
Well, I don't know. Mine crashed on this end, but I fixed it.
I did too.
I'm back up.
Are we live?
Yes.
If we're live, so if somebody say you're live still.
We're live still.
We might be
That
gone.
was your 100th show.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was a blast.
That was.
There, I know the game.
There it is. There it is.
Nice.
Raiders.
Raider Nation.
I loved it. I had such a great time. And now that the Browns are having a stadium that's like yours, like what am I trying to say?
State of the art.
A nice stadium.
The roof. Like it has a roof on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I walked in there, and I had like my jacket on, and I was like, oh my God, this means for Browns games, I'm not going to have to dress like the abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I loved it. Thank you again for that. We had a great
Glad
time.
you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed it.
Well,
That
that
was
we're I told my wife it was going to be about 2 hours. We're at 2:50.
I know. That's why I said to my husband.
I'm getting text messages from my wife.
Yeah. Where are you? All right. Well, let's play the video. Unless you guys don't. I mean, does the chat want to see some of the some?
Leave hanging. You got to add the super back, Brian. I mean the video.
Stand by to stand by.
Peter lost half his head.
Karen,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Trying to work. How's that?
All right, here we go.
Now at 11, the end of a local case that garnered national attention.
Karen Reed found not guilty in the murder of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters.
This is what we've been waiting and fighting for, and we're not giving up. Reaction on the verdict that's been nearly 4 years in the making.
Who's pickles, dude?
Big relief. I'm so happy we have Karen free from all of this, all of these charges.
Everything the jury needed to convict was in front of that jury. They just didn't see it that way.
Plus, new tonight, Reed's lawyers speaking after helping prove Reed's innocence.
When you have truth and justice on your side, you're going to ultimately prevail.
And we're taking a look at what comes next for Reed after this victory.
NBC 10 Boston News at 11 starts right now.
Defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all?
It's nice.
The Karen Reed murder trial saga has come to an end. This was the reaction outside that courtroom as Reed was acquitted in the death of her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, in 2022.
I still can't believe it.
The jury finding her not guilty on all of the major charges she was facing, including second-degree murder. The jury did, however, find her guilty of OUI.
Any words for the O'Keefe family? I fought for John O'Keefe harder than anyone, harder than anyone.
After a nearly 4-year legal battle, Karen Reed celebrated her freedom on the streets of Seaport with friends and family.
I'm happy. Thank you.
Just feels very gratifying, very heartwarming that it's over.
The retrial of Reed may be over, but for her supporters, the novelty has not worn off.
Kind of like a little media frenzy, like having a local celebrity around.
Abby is just one of the many supporters who eagerly waited outside of Reed's Fort Point Hotel, hoping to catch a glimpse of Reed. Instead, they ran into her defense team, defense attorneys David Yannetti and Robert Alessi.
Our biggest fear was a mistrial, and thank God that didn't happen.
As one of the first lawyers hired by Reed, Yannetti joined Reed's defense team before her first trial.
They charged the wrong person with murder, and really they put her through hell for 3.5 years.
While Alessi joined Reed's defense team before her retrial.
People knew what the truth was. They knew what the truth was, and people motivated us to keep working hard. And I got to tell you something. God bless those 12 people on the jury.
The past few weeks of the retrial ticked down to its final moments today when the jury went back and forth about whether or not they reached a verdict.
We've seen the evidence. We've seen it up close. This should not be over by any stretch.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters.
Karen Reed on the steps of Norfolk Superior Court after she was acquitted of killing her boyfriend and Boston police officer John O'Keefe with her SUV and leaving him to die in a blizzard.
No one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have.
Leaving the scene after accident resulting in death, the defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all?
Cheers from outside the courtroom could be heard when the last guilty verdict was read. OUI was the only guilty conviction. Reed cried and hugged her attorneys as O'Keefe's family sat in stunned silence.
Sorry for their loss. We've always felt that way. John was a good man.
The verdict came on the fourth day of deliberations, following an apparent miscue by the jury.
I received word from a court officer that the jury had knocked on the door indicating that they had a verdict. But before I could even summons everybody into court, shortly thereafter, they knocked again and said they didn't have a verdict.
A half hour later, and with word of another verdict, police closed down the street. It wasn't long before Reed departed the courthouse in Dedham for perhaps the last time with her entourage, including her family.
Karen, how are you feeling? I'm so happy we have Karen free from all of this, all of these charges, and we need to get our life back together, and we will.
So say you, Mr. Foreman.
The crowd roared outside the courthouse Wednesday afternoon when the verdict was read and Karen Reed was found not guilty of the most serious charges against her. Hundreds of people dressed in pink have supported Reed from the start, convinced she was framed and facing a grave injustice. Reed has become somewhat of a phenomenon and celebrity since she was charged in the death of her boyfriend 3 years ago.
Justice. We have been here for 2 years, and this is history, people. We took it back. Let's go!
Let's go! You know what? I want to say a couple things. You want to fix that so we can be on the big screen, or does that Steve do that? Okay. So she got some heat when she said nobody has fought harder for John O'Keefe than I have. Right? And the reason why she said that is because she won her freedom because she was not guilty. Lassie said it. We've seen the evidence. There's more to come. What does that tell you? Right? She beat the system because she's not the killer. The killers are still out there, and they know who the killers are because the evidence is going to point that direction.
Yep. The evidence will lead you to where you need to be.
Right? You guys agree or disagree?
I agree entirely. No, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. We need justice for John now.
Yeah.
We got justice for Karen. Now we need justice for John.
Yep. Yep.
I really hope we get it. I genuinely just, unless one of those cops flips,
I'm
so worried. And
yeah,
definitely
I'm telling you though,
my prayers.
the only way it's really going to get broken wide open is that someone's got to talk.
Well,
someone's got to talk.
Unless he left you on a cliffhanger. We've seen the evidence.
We've been seeing the evidence.
This is not done for a long shot.
I
right?
hope not.
Because I'm sure there was evidence that was sequestered that was not allowed.
I'm sure there's good stuff that we haven't seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it was damaging to the prosecution.
Correct.
And gonna get people in trouble. Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that there's going to be a shitstorm going to be coming down.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I really do. I really do.
All right.
All right.
We got to end this, dude. I'm getting tired. My wife's calling me.
Oh, 3 hours, people.
Thank you guys for inviting me. God bless. I'll see you guys soon. I know I will, but I'll jump off here and give you guys the scream. And my heart's with you, Gonzo, with your situation, and all my love to your family and you. And
thank you.
Love you guys. You guys are badass. See ya.
Thank you so much, Lacey. Appreciate it.
We're just two dudes trying to make a difference.
We're two squirrels trying to find a nut.
Thank you for celebrating with us, Lacey.
See you, Lacey. Thank you.
Thank you, Lacey.
She was great.
Yeah, man.
All right. We're going to end this, Peter. Sergeant Murphy, thank you for joining us.
Hey, I can't thank you guys enough for all you've done. Gonzo, Steve, Brian, Doug, and I'm sure your whole background support staff. You brought an awful lot of credibility back to the police and law enforcement. And I think what we've heard reiterated here many, many times is there's a lot of evidence out there that the feds have. And I'm going to die on the hill saying they're just a bus ride away.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, hey, from your lips to God's ears, let's hope that happens. Let's hope the feds jump on board and start doing their job, and start getting the real killers behind bars, because obviously we all know Karen didn't do it. She's free. So all right, Sergeant Murphy, we will be in touch, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service.
Keep up the fight.
Thank you, sir.
Gonzo, you
Appreciate
stay
it.
well, and I pray to God that everything comes to a good ending. Okay, here for you
Yes,
and
sir.
your family.
Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Steve, Brian, take care.
Thank you, Peter.
What do you want to say?
Dude, we got like a bunch of supers that I want to go through real quick.
Yeah, hammer out.
All right.
Hammer out.
It's hard to hammer out with you guys because you go off on them, which is great. But we're just now hitting 3 hours. So appreciate everyone. Thank you to everyone. I'm not going to say thank you after everyone. But up front, thank you for all of your support this whole time. Thank you for all the love for Gonzo. Brian and I are going to continue this in whatever format we can to try to still produce a good show for you. We hope you continue to watch. You know, we look to you for direction too. If we do something you really like, just fucking hell yeah, I like that, or like, that sucked. Try something else, and then we'll kick you out of the chat. But
Yeah, then we'll come to your house, sit Chloe on you.
You will like it.
I got Chloe. I got her. Cost me $10,000. It was worth it though.
Kelly Steffi, Gonzo, you will be missed. Everyone on this panel will always have a place in my heart.
Thank you.
Along with so many in chat, I'm blessed to have been a tiny part of this movement. Karen Reed is freed. Again, Amanda, not Amanda. She's on fire. My husband is now jealous of the cop daddies being in the fridge.
You don't no reason to be jealous, sir. No reason to be jealous.
Purple Wolf. I'm a wildlife vet in South Africa and had discussions with French tourists about the Karen Reed trial. They educated me on snow.
That's funny.
Animal bites.
That's funny.
Well, yeah, I guess South Africa, you don't see snow, right? What is that white stuff? It's cold to the touch. It melts in my hand. What is this?
It goes in drinks too?
Yeah.
The Angel Rock.
Thank you.
With Lorelei Putvin. Much love from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. To all the YouTube family, for Karen Reed, love this channel. I talk about you on my own live shows.
Thank you. Thank you.
US Network. Best wishes, Gonzo. You'll be deeply missed.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
We're gonna have to check out the Angel Rock with Lorelei.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little preemptive strike over there.
Yeah.
Man and not Amanda.
Any kind of new channels, yeah.
Deborah needs her badge removed.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
She needs her little gavel.
I think she's probably Teflon now. She's like the Iron Man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this idea before. Amanda, not Amanda. Again, we need a Tubers Karen Reed calendar.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
What are we gonna get? You guys and Blair shirtless, and then
if it's a calendar, yeah, it gotta be shirtless.
And then
I'll be my Speedo.
Be in a Speedo, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to
hide those twigs and berries, huh?
Blessed Texas, Estie, hello. Well, sorry, she's gone, but please answer who you are and what you do for those not familiar. I think she covered a lot of her involvement. Friend of the family in court, assisted where she could. Oops, same for Lacey. Lacey is similar
Introduce
to
yourself,
a
girl.
show that covers these kinds of topics.
Yeah, they like true crime specialists, right?
Yeah.
Podcasts and stuff.
A new member, Subpoena Colada. If you like subpoena, no.
And getting cold in the rain.
Gonzo will be missed. Will he do guest appearances? I don't even know that answer.
Hell no.
You're fired.
Thank you.
Of course, he can come back on whenever he wants.
I'm out of here, boys.
Boston Brandy.
I'm like a fart in the wind, son.
Well, he has carte blanche to come back and do whatever he wants when he wants. So
who's carte blanche?
The door is always open. Carte blanche is that French? That means you have carte blanche.
What does that mean, carte blanche?
You have a white cart.
You have whatever you want, whatever you need. You can do whatever you want.
Wow.
He's earned that.
Yeah.
He's earned that right to come back.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. That's right.
Legend.
All right.
Boston Brandy, your words and actions have made others feel safe. There's nothing better. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the donation. $20. Wow.
You know,
being a cop is more than just taking people to jail. It's more than
Way more
helping
than that.
people,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
For me, and I've said this before, and you're the same way, Brian, is taking that person that is a no person, right?
Mhm.
And make him a maybe to a yes person, allowing the next person, next police officer, if he has any, sense of being a cop, he'll understand that this is a maybe person. Let's make him into a yes person,
Mhm.
right? So we're always trying to advance the community
Yep.
to be kinder, gentler to each other,
Yep.
and kinder and gentler to more cops,
Yep,
right?
to the next cop.
Right.
We're handling business now, so the next cop will not have to.
Right.
Or hopefully the way he handles business will be different.
I can't tell you how many people I pulled over where I had the legitimate citations, but you talk to them,
Mhm.
find out their history, their situation.
Hardworking
Hey,
people.
don't worry about it. Just make sure you get that fixed or slow
Yep.
it down next time. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
that little interaction by you not writing them up, because you give somebody a ticket for no insurance, that's $750 pop.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people can't afford that.
Yeah.
But by you giving them a break, helps the next cop down the road.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Amen.
That's why I always got in trouble with my sergeants. I hated writing people tickets.
Yeah.
So I would rather laugh with you on the side of your car, on the side of the road, than give you a ticket.
Yep.
Better interactions that way.
Yep.
I think your daughters want McDonald's, Brian.
Oh, okay. Copy that.
We can't, you know what? They're smart because we can't say no on the
I know. They know.
Next thing, listen, I need a new car. Okay.
I'm a sucker anyway. I just got her a new car.
All right.
And yes, I will get McDonald's on the way home. Yes.
I want to McRib.
I get a quarter pounder with cheese. Mm.
Meatball
Good
Morrissey
night.
Skitty Stain is back. Everyone will miss Gonzo. Before you go, can you please say Estie and Buchanan a few more times? Thank you,
Okay.
Angry Beaver. Did we ever find out what happens when Judd spreads his load?
Was I saying her name wrong? Estie?
Estie. Estie.
I guess I was.
I thought it was Etsy, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's ST.
Estie.
ST.
STC. STC.
You got to change your name, girl.
STC.
Now it's Etsy. It's Etsy from now on.
It's like
Estie?
Estie with no B.
Estie. Okay, that makes it easy.
Whatever.
Bestie. All right.
So you got to say
Buchanan. Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Go. Fuck.
there you go, Meatball. Is that
Oh, I
Amanda?
love it. All right.
Good old man and Aunt Amanda. She's about to own this channel.
Jeez. Yeah, you're buying stock, girl.
There's your guest right there.
Yeah.
Estie, you've gotten messages from me on the other platform. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get to that with you on here. We're having too good of a time. Didn't want to break it all up. Eric, Kathy, Robath, and Beauty once again.
Hey.
Go buy her stuff. She's got good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Raw Bath and Beauty.
My soap disappeared. I've got to get some more too. Thank you, 3, for all you have done, and we'll keep doing. Can't wait to see more cop reviews. PSG, can I send you a goodbye gift of soaps and such?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Just send it to my house, and I'll make sure he gets it. Promise.
I'll get Steve my address.
Was that a jalapeno jam?
That was a shit, dude.
Probably too hot for me.
Man, that was good.
Dever wanted 80K annual bonus over Justice for John.
Oh, well, that's reasonable.
Credits well earned.
Well deserved, Dever.
I'm not sure if Nan is still here. I read this earlier.
What the heck? Is that $200? People sending too much money.
That's a big one. So just again, thank you, everyone. And then thank you, Gonzo, for your insightful commentary on this case. Also, Brian, and a heartfelt hello to Estie and Peter.
Insight, would that be my jokes? Was that the insight?
Insight, yeah. Your flair.
My flair.
Your flair.
You
have flair.
My charm.
Yeah. You don't wear flair, but you have flair.
Hmm.
You need to wear more flair.
No, I don't.
26 pieces of
I
flair,
am
to be
holding
exact.
46.
46 pieces of flair.
Gonzo, you're not wearing Raiders or a flag today. What's up?
My douche. Oh, wrong arm.
Yeah, wrong.
Wrong arm.
There's the Raiders.
My douche. See?
And there's the flag. And we got a flag.
It's on me.
Meanwhile, Morrissey's been a member for 7 months now. Canton is higher paid than Boston Police Department. Member for 1 month. Tattoos. Vegas strong, baby.
Vegas strong.
Yep. Yep.
Z again. BPD paid never more than John's highest salary.
Yeah, I don't know where they get all this money for these cops, but man,
The community.
jeez, they must run a lot of tickets.
Hey, taxes are going to go up 4%.
Yeah, 4%. We need to hire one cop.
What are you doing YouTube? You should be out in Boston.
I know.
Bat Mama, Raider Nation.
Johnny, why not? Much love to you all. Great things happen when great people unite. Thank you for shining a light in the darkness. Z again. Even juries said John went in the house and was killed.
Because he did.
Meatball Morrissey. You can check the train schedule for that date. I doubt the commuter rail was running to Canton Junction in a predicted blizzard. Oh yeah, that's when somebody, Lacey, I think, mentioned that they lived near train tracks.
Yeah, train tracks.
I don't remember seeing train tracks, but
I don't remember seeing train tracks either. If it was, it would have to be behind the house, right? Deep in the backyard.
The whole department's a fucking train wreck.
Yeah, it is a train wreck. You're right. There's train tracks all over that place. They're just all fucked up train tracks.
Apocalypse DOA member for 8 months. Eesh, 8 months goes fast.
It does. Thank you.
Doing this 2 years, and it's
time flies. I know. I look back at all of our videos, and I'm like, man, we did that.
Yeah.
We have all these videos.
Over 200.
Yeah. I think this is 137.
We did that.
138.
That's a good feeling. Hopefully, we
Ashley,
helped a lot of people.
Ashley wants to know y'all's thoughts on Berkowitz's involvement.
Berkowitz.
The chief.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he has since retired.
Yeah, but you know what though? Sometimes those chiefs don't know what's going on.
I don't think he probably doesn't have a clue,
Right?
honestly.
The department's running by itself.
Yeah. Once you're that
he
high.
dabbles just a little bit, and they only tell him what he needs to know.
Correct. Yeah. Plausible deniability. Most chiefs, and once you're so high, you're not even a cop. You are so far removed. Like our sheriff, Kevin McMahill, great dude, but he's not a cop. He's a politician. He doesn't care about a domestic going on down the street. They're not even going to tell him about that. You know what I mean?
Everybody in chat say goodnight to Kendall. She's going to sleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning over there.
Good night, Kendall.
Good night, Kendall.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you, Kendall. I hope I'm not missing anybody here.
We good?
Lex and Tess, she's been threatening to send a pic of her in the gym with her Cock Daddy shirt, but it hasn't come through.
Oh, do it.
Courage. Hey, I do have one request, Steve. When you do the outro, can you play the intro as the outro? I want to hear it one more time.
Yeah, I think I can do that. I gotta set that up.
And I want to be on the screen too.
Let's go.
What happened?
Terry Johnson, huge fan.
Yep.
My daughter recently graduated with honors with a triple bachelor degree. She'll be going
What
into
the?
academy in October. Any advice for her in her new career and life goal?
Yeah, she's overqualified.
Triple bachelor, yeah. Get out of school and start working. Get into the workforce. Trust me, that'll wake you up when you get in the corporate world. Ugh. But good luck.
Listen, the academy is a grind, right? They try to break you in the academy, but they also try to make you as a unit in the academy, as a group, right? So she needs to take the academy one day at a time because the curriculum is overwhelming if you look at it as a whole.
She's starting to be a cop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
So she needs to take the academy one day at a time, progress slowly, and then when she gets field training, use the resources that she has, i.e. her academy classmates, her resources, her books, but everything is just one day at a time. So she'll do well. She'll do well.
So Gonzo.
Yeah.
Who was the first person to interview our channel?
That would be Microdots.
Look on the screen.
Yo, hey, Microdots.
Wait, there's more.
What's up?
That's all right, buddy. You didn't miss much.
Well, he's 6'8" or 6'9", right? He missed Gonzo all the time.
No, that's Mazza.
Oh, that's Mazza. Sorry,
Mazza's the giant.
Mazza's the giant.
Yeah. Well, to me, everybody's.
Oh, Richie's pretty tall too.
Was Richie tall?
I did invite him to join. I know he doesn't go on camera.
Dude, I tell you what, when Microdots did that video for us, I thought that was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, it was cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Coolest shit ever.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
And he continues to put out phenomenal fucking
he's
stuff. So I wish you all the luck, Microdots.
Yeah,
Thanks for your
Richie's an
support.
awesome talent, a good dude.
Yeah. He's
I tried
really
to get him to come on, but he keeps his identity secret.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
But when he did the interview with you guys, he friggin' loved it, man. We were messaging and he wanted to get it just right. He kept working on it, and it came out great. And we owe a lot to him as does this community, because he's I think Kelly Reed had some really good words for him. I don't remember exactly what they were. She called him smartest man in the room or a genius or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was high praise for Richie.
Yeah. No, he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining this and wishing Gonzo farewell. We haven't told anybody. I'll announce it now that Richie is going to be the new Gonzo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll just never see him.
Yeah, you won't see him.
Hey, where's Richie? He's right there. Oh, okay.
The black screen. That's him.
There he is.
Yeah. He's laughing at that too. Good. It is a joke. Richie's not joining our channel, unfortunately. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of you wish it. Come on.
It's like when you audition a new band member, right?
Yeah.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, show me. You're all nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. You want to try to do good, play the song good.
It sounds like cats fighting.
And then hey, are you playing it? Oh, well, we played it in E flat. Steve knows what I mean. All you musicians out there, I'm tuned to E. Oh yeah, we play it in E flat. Like, oh fuck, I can't play it.
We got a super from our friend Nick overseas.
Hey Nick.
Wait, what? Goldberg is leaving?
Yeah.
Goldberg's leaving.
Leaving show.
Yeah, he's going to join Asshole Media.
I'm gonna join the Midget Federation Wrestling.
WWE Midge. They got the Midge wrestling fun size.
We got another here we go. Mazza. He says Microdots and I are about the same height.
Dude, that guy's a smart guy too, Mazza.
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly, he is a wealth of information. You can ask him anything.
I know. He's like Google.
You ask him the mass of the moon, he'll go,
I know. He's like walking. He's like a 6'8" Google.
Yeah.
Some people are like that, man. You know, we're not. We're idiots, but it's okay. The world needs idiots too.
At one point when we were talking to him, I said, "Bro, you have to dumb it down for the gooch."
Yeah. You using all these big words, and you know what, LVCopsTV, we take that as a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
Talk to us like we're 10.
Well, I hope I didn't miss anybody's super. Blessed in Texas is calling me out that I didn't read something. I think I don't know what that's about, but we're bringing it down now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonzo, I want to. I don't remember if I met you way back in the early 2000s when you came to our gigs.
Yeah.
We were busy setting up and this and that. I might have shook your hand or whatever. But now we're friends. We've done this. We've built a lot. We've had some good times. We've had some bad times. But thank you for being a part of what we've done here, and for the community and for me, from my heart. We're gonna miss you.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Like Brian said, you got carte blanche. So if you want to come on and run a show on your own or whatever you want to do, if you just miss it, because I know it's rough when you're doing it and you want to break. But maybe there'll be a time where you're like, you know what, I want to do something for the channel.
Yeah.
We'll throw you $5.
Yeah. That's all it takes. Or just hold up.
$5.
Just hold up one finger, 100 yards, and I'll get there as fast as I can.
Yeah. $5. That's a little steep. We'll start with like 2.
This experience going from not knowing how to make any fucking videos, right,
to YouTubing to Googling to Gonzo, they still got black borders. I'm like, how in the hell do you still have black borders, man? What are you talking about? What black borders?
And I didn't notice it until I saw the black borders.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I'm talking, fuck, what's all this talk about borders? Do you want me to go fucking back to Mexico? Is that what you're telling me? Right? So
we did start from scratch. People.
Started
from
scratch.
We started. You couldn't have been
a pot to piss in, son. Now we got 2 pots to piss in.
Yeah.
So
we did start from scratch. We grinded. We learned. We messed up.
Yeah.
Still mess up.
Yeah.
Still learning.
Difficulties. It'll get better. It'll get
Yeah.
better. So, but Steve, I appreciate your help with your guidance, your knowledge, and your patience, man. So thank you for your kind words, man. Appreciate it.
Steve is a very patient person. Steve, I don't even think I've ever seen you in 25 years get upset.
But he's a little OCD though.
Yeah, I've never seen him even angry. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Steve's chill. That's why we like Steve. He calms us down. Steve is my keeps me calm.
He's our Sweden.
He's my Zen. I gotta calm
Is it Sweden? That's neutral. Yeah.
Sweden. Yeah, he's neutral. Yeah.
So.
All right, Steve. After all that good talk, you're fired.
Yep.
All right. I think that's. I don't think I have any more messages from anybody. If I didn't send a message to Gonzo from you in the text and X and all that, I apologize. But I will personally deliver to him off the channel when I get it or when I see it.
Hey, let's make sure that we get the what's her name, the lady that does the soap and stuff.
Rare Raw Bath and Beauty.
Yeah, let's get her address. I want that jalapeno jam. Double the order, please.
Yeah, buy some stuff, people. It's good stuff.
Well, go to her website, KathyRawBathAndBeauty.com, I believe.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll reach out to her.
Cool. All right. Let's
hang on. Let me change the outro.
Yeah. Gotta get
which I'll probably forget, and then it will.
I know.
That means Steve's gonna have to blurt out the Gonzo.
Right. You have any parting words for your partner of something years?
You got anything for me, buddy? Huh?
Nothing that can be said on camera.
Come here, buddy. Right here. I miss you, bud. I'll miss you. But I might drop in and do a video of my own. Do a little surprise for you. Jump in, jump out. But I got things to do with my family. YouTube's fun. Family, unfortunately, doesn't last forever, right? And we always said this. The only truth in life is death. And my mom and dad, oof, man, they're facing the last call, my guy. Facing the last call. They are the ones who made me who I am. Right? That's who we have to thank for. What they teach us and guide us is a guideline.
Yeah.
The bumps in the road that we hit is who makes who we are. You as fucking angry as you are, me as fucking charming and good looking as I am.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I felt it when you hugged me. I was like, I can stay here all day. My safe space.
Oh man.
It sucks. I started this channel. I always knew, Gonzo and I were best friends for a long time. So it was always him. And him leaving it's tough. I never wanted to be on camera alone. Never asked for it. Don't care to be on camera alone. I'm a talker. I like having the banter. So it's gonna be an adjustment for Steve and I.
Yeah, you have to understand something, Brian. They probably don't. Okay. But this friendship has been since 2005. So it's literally blood, sweat, and tears for 20 years plus, So this is why it's a little emotional thing. I'll still see him at work, whatever the case may be. But
yeah, we'll still see each other all the time.
This is a road that you and I, not me, but maybe you, but I didn't expect to have a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To help people still.
Yeah, I just wanted to still make a difference.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to have some fun. But again, also people have to realize it's a lot of work, man. YouTube is a lot of work. That's part of the reason.
Fickle little.
Yeah, YouTube is fickle. Sometimes you feel like it's not worth it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Sometimes you're like, this isn't worth it because you're spending so much time
and effort, and sometimes it's just not worth the reward. And so, and I understand him leaving. I totally get it. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. He's taking care of his parents. I respect that 100%. Nothing I can say. It just sucks that I wanted to finish with him.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it. So, with that said, thanks for watching.
From Australia, wanted to say love you, Gonzo. Your wicked humor will be missed.
I told you.
I know.
There's one out there that said something about my
But
humor.
I created an AI Gonzo that will sit in while you're away.
Yeah.
Make that baby one. The baby one was cool.
That was cool. All right. All right, Steve, pop off. Let me send this up. Pop off. Pop off.
Thank you all, chat. Thank you all your guests, mods, everybody. Love you all. Love you, Gonzo.
It's crazy.
We will not. This won't be the last time we meet. So
yeah, you'll see us. All right, everybody. Thanks for the ride. It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
You know, it's a goal that was reached, right? It was a goal that's reached. Let's free Karen Reed. Let's get the truth out there, the best that we know through our perspective and our experiences, right? And to educate people that might not have that sight, right? And that's exactly what we did. So I'm proud of what we did, 100%.
If our channel ended right now, I'd be 100%. Fuck yeah.
Well, it is going to end in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
I'm just saying, I think we helped in the biggest way, in the best way we could.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. No doubt. I'm glad that we were able to help one person, at least just one. So mission accomplished.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for watching.
And for those that are still serving, have a safe tour of duty, please.
Make a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas.
Always. Just like that. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, son. Where's the outro?
Brian and Gonzo in the desert heat. Old badges traded for a YouTube beat. Steve behind the lens with a steady hand, telling stories of the law across the land. Lights and sirens fade, but the stories remain. Lessons from the street in a digital domain. LVCopsTV shining bright and true. Brian, Gonzo, and Steve bringing it to you. Chasing shadows in the Vegas night. Now they teach the world wrong from right. Old scars still ache, but the mission's clear.